starring Noel Glynn, with Cheryl Glynn, also starring Teddy the Terrier. You are watching the official Tardis Zone. Prepare yourselves. This will be a trip of a lifetime.
Hello.
Hello.
Where's it gone?
Nose current.
This happened yesterday.
Oh, did it?
Yeah.
Baby's gone for a piss. Who knows?
Gone to put the kettle on.
Is he? Does anybody want to say anything about the latest Doctor Who? Apart from it was really bad and shit and
Am I live?
You are.
you're live.
Right, nothing's going right for me anymore. That's the second time in two. I don't know what it is. Maybe it's because I have everybody in the stream and I tried to play the trailer at the same time. But something does happen there, but I don't know. But it skips for me, it does, and it plays normal for everybody else. So I'm literally sitting here while it's pausing and having to wait for it to come back on all the time. So I'm sorry about that. As you can see, we do have a panel tonight. Now what we've decided, well, I've kind of decided, and I think everybody in the panel will agree with me, for the first hour we're just going to talk about what happened last night and the ratings, and then for the next hour then we're going to try and talk about something a bit more that doesn't depress us. For the next hour we'll talk about something else, whether it be good Doctor Who or other TV shows, other movies that you want to recommend, whatever. Don't care. For the next hour we'll just wing it, right? But for this hour we do have to address what happened last night. Now, obviously, we did have a panel after the episode, but we've had over a night to think about what happened. Ratings were down. Ratings were up around 200,000. Now, people are saying it's roughly 160,000 people.
But that's kind of to be expected, though, because we're halfway through the season, and it always kind of has a bit of a spike at the halfway point.
Yeah, I mean, as I said, but I kind of knew this was going to happen last night, and some people, even in the live chat, didn't think it would happen. See, here was the thing. I knew last night, I knew the way the fandom had reacted last night, that this episode was actually going to do something in ratings wise, because UK watched the first. So obviously the UK fans obviously put out all their spoilers and put out how amazing this episode was, because we've seen some people saying how amazing this episode was, right? Then people would have mentioned, there's a returning character. Now, some would have gave spoilers, said it was Captain Jack, and then some others would have said, look, there's 2 female doctors now in it, you have to watch it or whatever. Some would have watched out of curiosity, some would have watched because of word of mouth. And I have to be honest, BBC were genius these last 2 weeks when it came to this episode. They actually promoted it better than they've promoted anything, to be quite honest. But I do think it's all, as someone has said, it's all smoke and mirrors. You've got Captain Jack brought back. I do agree with everybody in the panel now thinking about it. I did say there was something off about his performance yesterday. I just couldn't put my finger on it. But I am starting to agree with people. It looks like, and Ballstreck actually mentioned it last night, and it actually kind of clicked and made sense. Because if you look at the way, there was just something off about Captain Jack, John Barrowman, last night.
Yeah.
It did. I don't know. People are saying he was shoehorned in. I'm not going to deny that. It did look a bit. And this does look like it was filmed later. Because the reason why I know is because we were watching I'm a Celebrity, Get Me Out of Here. And the haircut that he actually has in the show is the same haircut he had when he just came out of the jungle. So I'm convinced that was only filmed maybe 6-7 weeks ago. That's how close. That's why they just, I don't know. I don't know how you feel now after last night, but I'm still reeling over those last 15 minutes. Up until then, everybody on this panel will probably agree it wasn't the greatest episode, but the writing wasn't bad. Jodie Whittaker toned it down. It was actually interesting.
The one thing I don't understand, right, is the new Doctor, right, the black woman. I don't know her real name, but you'd think that if they're going to introduce a new Doctor, they'll go for some TV face or someone that would, you know, that would be known or something like that. So the surprise would be even more. They went for this unknown woman, right, who looks like my next door neighbor, by the way, which really doesn't make any sense with the canon and everything. Obviously, if they're doing something that everybody suspects they're doing is to rewrite canon and make every Time Lord a woman instead of a man and destroy the history of the Doctor, then that's going to be really bad for everyone. But this is one thing I don't understand, right? BBC have a lot of actors on their books, right? Black people, white people, everyone. Why did they cast this woman, this unknown woman, to play a major character in a major show?
That is actually a good point, because this is, let's be honest, I know they have cast unknowns as the Doctor before, but if you're going to do something like this, I do agree, a big name or someone that at least we know
exactly
would have, I'll not say softened the blow, because I don't think Ant would soften the blow what happened last night, but certainly would have made more sense, to be quite honest. You are right, the fact that they did get an unknown actress, I don't know, if you're going to do something like that, Chibnall, my advice is you don't get someone that's, you know.
She look like a soccer mom.
Yeah, but she actually did. That's the thing, isn't it?
Maybe
I mean, she was just a regular persona, yeah.
She has no charisma, no charisma whatsoever, that woman, at all. And I know that people were saying she's a better actor than Jodie, which is true. But still, exactly. But still, she has no charisma, which makes you question the casting, right?
Yeah. Sorry, someone in the chat saying they're being blocked. Nobody is being blocked on the chat. I just want to make that clear. The only comments that get blocked on this chat is if you use bad language. So I want to get that clear, because there is a few people saying you're being blocked. You're not being blocked by us. Definitely not. Because Chris and all the other moderators only delete comments from people that use bad language. We don't want any bad language in the chat. And I think that's a fair rule. It just use an alternative word for, I mean, for example, I say shit, right? I could say it on the live stream, but I don't want it in the chat. So instead of saying the word shit, then use the word poo or something like that, or whatever, right? I don't want to hear any bad language in the chat.
Right.
So, YouTube is blocking, not you. All right, I apologize. I thought you were saying someone was blocking you here, because we don't block anybody unless they're being abusive. That's it. We believe in freedom of speech, you know, which is very hard to come by nowadays. Let's be honest. I mean, right, let's talk about the ratings, right? So the ratings got a positive bounce this week.
Yeah.
And I'm trying to still you know, I think I have a sussed why, because obviously all those factors that I've spoke about. Sorry, Teddy, did you hurt yourself there? Come here, buddy.
The majority of people though probably went on iPlayer or whenever it was, like right after the episode finished, and that's why you're seeing a hike in the overnights.
Yeah, I mean, I knew there would be. I know a lot of fans speculated that it'd be down because after the Tesla episode, but this was unique. This was different because of the way BBC promoted it. The fact that BBC America kind of leaked a bit of a spoiler by saying that there was a returning character, and then they deleted the tweet very quickly. But Doctor Who fans are very clever, and they screenshot that stuff. So people knew there was someone coming back. Of course, I knew who it was. It was just... See, here's the thing. We know who's going to be appearing in the show. The problem is that we're getting this information, but because Chris Chibnall and everything with this era has been all over the place, we don't know which episodes these people are actually going to appear in. Like, for me, for the life of me, I didn't actually think that Sasha's Master, when I got that information months back, would be actually in the very first episode of Spyfall. I thought that's going to be a mid-season reveal or something. So here's the thing.
I actually thought it'd be at the end.
We're just getting it we're not getting it in the right order. Do you get me? We're trying to piece it together on where we think they're gonna be in. So Captain Jack, I knew about, and as I said last night, we're going to say this. This won't be the only surprise in this series. He's everything on it.
Because I have a funny feeling that other songs coming back.
Yeah, same here. I actually think we did see River Song last night, but that's the theory I have of my own. Bad Wolf, did you watch last night? I'm assuming you watched last night as well. I mean, how did you feel after you had finished watching the episode? What sum up your emotion? Actually, that's what I want to ask you all. Sum up your emotions last night, because we seen this fandom got pretty emotional last night. On both sides, I have to say. I've actually seen, and I've said it, I've seen mild-mannered YouTubers and people on Twitter that wouldn't normally say boo to anybody. You know, that wouldn't, they just give their opinion. They don't get involved in any of that, back and forth thing. They just throw their opinion up and they don't even respond. You should have seen those people last night. I can't, even the nicest of Whovians I seen lost the plot last night. So I want to ask you, how did you all feel after the episode aired last night? And do you believe that this show can recover from this big bombshell? And I will point out, some people have told me that this whole other doctor, it's all a smoke screen. Basically, he's not going to mess with canon and stuff like that. But the point I made is this. He's already done it anyway. It might be an alternative universe or a parallel universe. I don't care, right? He's still doing it. He's still meddling with stuff that he has no right to be meddling with. So, Bad Wolf, I'll start with you. Tell us how you felt, your thoughts last night, and how the future of the show. Do you think we can continue from here?
Okay. Well, it was a lot to take in. I mean, it was just one thing after another. I mean, we kind of knew this was coming, but not in the way it was delivered. And we had an idea that Captain Jack was going to come back. We just didn't know how. It was nice to see him again, though, even though he was a bit over the top.
He's always been over the
jolly,
top,
is he? But something must have happened. And as for this other doctor, I'm not sure, but she has a more powerful screen presence than Jodie. And I noticed her name is also Joe, so it's like JoJo. I don't know if there's some sort of name connection. And as for this lone Cyberman, I'm thinking that'll be addressed in episode 8, 9, and 10, and Captain Jack will probably appear in that too. Maybe, but it's still mostly speculation.
Yeah.
And Twitter was raging.
Yeah, Twitter, I've never seen Doctor Who trend so big, actually, in this era especially. I haven't seen Doctor Who trend as much as it did last night. There was outrage last night, and you could see it. There is a definite split now. There's a definite split, and it's split a few ways, right? So you've got your long-term Whovians, as I said, that have a problem with this. Then you have your Whovians that, they're Whovians, but, they're more than some. But they're even kind of looking at this now, and they're like, hey. Then you've got the J-bots on their side. They're celebrating because not only did they get one female doctor last night, they got two. So they've been bragging all day today and yesterday. And I've noticed as well, actually, and it's quite funny when they do get a little victory. They come out and force that night and the next day and go after every YouTuber and every Twitter account that's had a problem with this era. Listen, you have won nothing. Right, he's got a cessation in the fact that the ratings dropped this week, right? Okay, it's a small little victory. He's haven't won that, and the series is still in dire straits. And if you can't see that, actually, you know it is, but you don't care. right?
But you can tell that the budget's been slashed for this season's Doctor Who. You can tell.
Well,
you can
it's
tell.
been slashed after the first 2 episodes.
Yeah,
definitely.
he sucked all the budget in 2 episodes.
Yeah.
He did.
Yeah, exactly.
Yesterday's episode, but even the beginning scene, you can tell that set was just awful. You can tell that the budget's been slashed big time, so that they're struggling. It looks like they're struggling. I remember the first episode of Jodie's tenure. It was in a different format. It was in, I think it was 235, and you could see the black borders up and down. Now they've got rid of that, right? Because that was what they were going to go with. They're going to go with the new look Doctor Who, great photography, different format. Here we go. And now that's all gone because I'm assuming that the first season didn't do very well. So BBC decided to slash the budget. And this is what's happening. They slashed the budget. Now they're telling chin balls to basically deal with it. And he's trying his best to deal with it, obviously, but he just doesn't have what it takes to do good Doctor Who. That's his problem.
He doesn't. You're spot on. And this is the problem. I do agree with you. I think the budget has been slashed on this. We actually did say this at the start, but then everybody said, but look at the budget. As you can see, the production values on Spyfall 1 and 2 have definitely improved. Now, we did comment on it and did say it was. But then after that, actually after Spyfall 1 and 2, you're right. That's why I think they're on Earth all the time. I think he knew his budget, because look at all the different locations they actually went to in the first 2 episodes. All those different locations we were.
What's evident is that basically they are failing, and they don't want to admit it. Because if they weren't failing, there'd be more episodes, more budget, more toys being sold, and they just don't want to admit it. They got this agenda that they're pushing through, because BBC's all about the agenda now. So not about stories, not about diversity, as they keep claiming that. It's not about any of that stuff. It's about the agenda, and everything is suffering. And it's obvious to all of us. They're not going to admit it, though. Yeah. Sorry, I digress.
No, you're right. You're right. See, people are angry. Fans are angry, and BBC need to realise this. And I think they do, but I don't know why they don't just make the decision that we all know that needs to be made. Look, I get it, BBC. You're so proud you don't want to admit that you failed. But the bottom line is, you did fail. Chris Chibnall failed. His experiment failed. And it's time to do the right thing, and do the right thing by the fans, and end it now before it gets destroyed even further.
What makes you think they care about the fans? What makes you think they care about the fans? They don't care about the fans.
They don't. The agenda is everything to them.
Yeah, I know that.
I suppose it's depressing, and I wish it wasn't that way. But the only way at this point, I think, to save Doctor Who is for them to give it to someone that actually loves the show. I don't see BBC changing. I wish it wasn't that way. I really do. But I don't see them changing their ways anytime soon. It would have to be really low for them to even consider it.
Yeah. This is how I felt about yesterday's episode. I felt the same way, disappointment and upset when they cast Jodie for the Doctor. I have no problems with the Doctor being a female, but I'm with Peter Davison. The Doctor should inherently be a man, right? And I know it sounds sexist and all that, but I'm sorry, but it's been proven now that the Doctor should be a man. End of story.
No, you're right, because the experiment has failed. Because if this was a success, we'd be sitting here praising Jodie Whittaker, we'd be praising this era. The ratings wouldn't actually be going in the opposite direction, they'd be actually going up. But all the indications is that this series, this era is not popular, but yet BBC threw it out anyway. And here, it actually all makes sense. Right? BBC, this wasn't supposed to come out until March or April. That was the original date, but they fast-tracked it and got it out in January. Now I know why they got it out in January, because January to March, the TV schedule, there's not really that much competition, right? If they had waited until, no, I'm wrong, sorry. The reason why they put it out in January is because, from January to March, there's no competition, but they put it out from March to April. Then you're coming to the spring, you know what I mean? All the new shows are coming out. Then it wouldn't have had a hope in hell. That's why they fast-tracked it, because this made no sense it coming out this fast. Because they were still filming, if you remember, when they said it was actually being released on the New Year's Day. They were still filming. They were still filming somewhere. And you know what? It makes sense they were filming Captain Jack. They were filming Captain Jack because what happened was he seen what he produced and it wasn't good enough, and BBC probably said, here, you need to do something better than this. So poor Captain Jack was shoehorned in. That's why he never got...
I think he was shoehorned in to make the pill easier to swallow later.
Yeah,
because
that last
you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Also, why they had Lenny Henry in Skyfall, whatever that episode was called. Why wasn't he the doctor in this one? Right, they're talking about diversity.
Yeah, I would
have. They talk about diversity, right? But they don't play it. They don't play it. It's all about women. That's what it's all about. Pushing black women, pushing women forward in right. That's fine with me, right? But please cast someone better than this woman that they cast as the other doctor. But they didn't even do that. So what can you do?
Exactly, you're right. I mean, it is all about right now, and they proved it last night. Actually, you're right. They do talk about the diversity, but if they were truly diverse, then you're right. It would have been a Lenny Henry or someone like Richard Ayoade or someone like that. But
Absolutely.
No, they decided to cast another woman, and it doesn't matter. To me, it's irrelevant of her skin color anyway. But the fact that they cast another woman, it just goes to show you where they're going with this show and what they want from this show. They don't care about the male fans. They don't care about the long-term fans. They don't care about canon. And they obviously, Chris Chibnall has proven that if we criticize, well, then he's going to stick his two fingers up at us and he's going to produce this rubbish.
Well, I think he did it because he wanted to. He's like this article in Radio Times. It's like... Yeah, that's why you did it. So you could say you brought us the first female black doctor. So he's done another first. So now he's over there patting himself on the back. They'll probably give him some kind of award.
Do you guys think it's possible?
He's going to win awards. This episode it will, but it'll win Mickey Mouse awards. But
he's too stupid to know that those don't mean anything to him. It's like look how great I am.
Exactly, it's still recognition to him, and that's all that matters to him. I mean, he loves when people look up his ass anyway. All last year, even when Rosa was nominated and all, you seen the smug look on his face.
Right, that's all he wanted. This is all. And he wants to. It's like I don't know if he wants to destroy the show, but I was talking to my husband today, and it was like I think he wants to do a correction because somehow all the original doctors were wrong because they were men.
Yeah,
and we can't have that.
I would go along with that, but I'd go one further and say that this man just wants to leave his mark on Doctor.
Yeah. Do you think it's possible that Chinball is taking orders from above? Do you think it's possible that Chinball?
I think partly.
Chinball wants to make a really good show, but he's given this agenda that he has to force into it.
But I think he agrees with it.
Think that?
Do you think he agrees with it?
But then
I think he agrees with it.
He comes across that he's the one that's really pushing this because Moffat actually took a swipe at BBC a few months back when he was saying that some of that stuff that was in his era was actually shoehorned in by the higher ups.
Yeah, this might be the case with Chinballs, though. You never know.
In Chinball's case, I think they knew they were getting a yes man, but I think he's gone too far.
They're allowing him to do it.
I think he's so embarrassed by Doctor Who. That's the reason why. That's the reason why he wants to change the whole canon of the whole canon of the Time Lords and the whole sort of background in the Time Lords, and basically kind of screw up the show into his ideal sort of image. Because I don't think that he personally enjoys the more traditional, stereotypical stories. That's why you're getting all of this politics being hammered in every episode, though.
Yeah,
I agree.
You got very angry, Daniel, last night. It was actually heartbreaking I was actually live here and I was letting everybody know what you were writing up on Twitter, because it was heartbreaking to see, because you've always said, you know, you came to the show when it came out, and you went back and research, so we could see that you've been, like, you know, the love for the show, because you even doing Big Finish audios on your channel, but your passion has been so wiped away from this. Is that I seen it last night. You broke last night, like a lot of fans last night, and this is what I seen last night. A lot of fans, listen, for you J-bots that don't understand, right? This hasn't just been going on for the 2 years that Jodie Whittaker's been on screen, right? This has been going on from the day that she was cast, the day that Chris Chibnall was cast. I don't think you understand that where we're coming from. So when that decision was made, I'm going to tell you where we were coming from. We were looking at the history of the show, right? We were looking at what came before. And to us, this decision to cast a female doctor made no sense whatsoever within the narrative of the show. Now, we've had J-bots because they've latched onto this because other fans informed them of these things. They don't actually learn that themselves. They actually steal other people's quotes and steal other people's ideas. But this is the thing, right? 50 years within the narrative of the show, it was 52 years at the time, wasn't it, when they made this decision, right? So we had 50 odd years of history, right? They decided to cast a woman, right? Now we know that in the past, we've had Tom Baker and Sidney Newman mention that the doctor should change, but we have to put that into perspective, and this is what these people forget. At the time, Sidney Newman wasn't on good terms with the BBC, and neither was Tom Baker. So, of course, they would say things like that just to store it up because Doctor Who wasn't doing well at the time, right? It doesn't mean that just because those two guys said it, right, the definitive Doctor and one of the guys that was responsible for bringing Doctor Who to the screen, right? Just because those two guys all of a sudden turned around and said, you know, I let cast the female Doctor back in the 80s or whatever it was, right? It didn't happen.
Right, but if you but if you argue with Jodie bots, they bring that up like it's canon. That's how their mind works.
You know, I know, but
it's totally ridiculous.
But it never.
I can't even wrap my head around it.
They're normies,
how they can
so
even
they don't
think
understand. They don't understand. They're normies.
Right, but they don't understand the definition of what canon is, apparently.
They don't. That's the problem. They don't. And listen, right, it didn't start when Jodie, all this rubbish didn't start when Jodie was cast. It started with the Capaldi era. That's where it started. Everybody seems to forget that, with all the mentions of Bill being gay and all that stuff was creeping in. Everybody knew something was bad was going to happen. The reason why Peter left was because of all of that stuff. He wanted to stay, but he left because they basically kicked the first Doctor's ass with all this sexist nonsense, and that's one of the reasons why he left. Take it from me.
Well, if that is, then he has even my more undying respect.
Yeah, well, if he did do that, he does, but he's already up there as far as I'm concerned.
Me too.
Is not, in my opinion, I know he was in a bad era, and we do agree with you on that one. We have been saying it was creeping into the Moffat era, and we have criticised, but it's more evident, let's be honest, in this era now. But if I believe Peter was forced out, to be quite honest, I know you're saying but I think he was kicked out to just to accommodate this direction they were going. And if I would if he did walk before he was actually kicked out, well then he has, he already has me respect, but he has it even more, because then that just goes to show you.
Everybody seems to forget that Peter's a huge fan of Doctor Who. Huge, right? And he was very upset when he read the script for the last one that he was in, because it basically disrespected the first Doctor. He was leaving anyway, so there you go.
It's sad though, isn't it? Because he is, as far as people are concerned right now, he is the last Doctor, and that's sad. That's sad, because he's a great Doctor to end on if he was, to be quite honest with you.
Yeah.
let's be honest, we're Whovians. We don't want this show to go away. This is the point that you J-bots will never get, right? The show is bad right now, right? We're criticizing it right now because we don't like the direction. We don't like what he's doing with the show, right? That doesn't mean that we love Doctor Who any less. We just hate this era. There's a difference.
The thing is, I didn't like Peter. I didn't like the casting of Peter. I thought it was too soon to bring someone that old into, because everybody was used to these two young doctors, and they were very successful. Matt Smith was very successful, and to take that away from the audience, the romance and the young person, and then put Peter in there, to me, I think that's when Doctor Who was going to go downhill because of that. That was bad casting. Even though Peter was great in it, it still shouldn't have been him yet. Do you understand what I'm saying? It should have been someone else young.
Well, I agree, and I kind of disagree with that. Yeah, because, you know, for me, I like an older Doctor.
Yeah.
And I think there's a lot of people that really do prefer that. For me, the young is okay, but if you think about it, the first 4 Doctors were a lot older.
Yeah. They were, but this is a new audience. That's what I'm saying. And look how big Matt Smith was in America. They were just reaching America. America embraced Doctor Who when Matt was there. Then suddenly Matt left, and they replaced him with someone old, and the American audience disappeared.
Right, so but not to put my Americans friends down, but I don't think we need to be trusting. You've seen some of the television over here. I'm saying it's god awful. So losing them wasn't the worst thing to ever happen. What the worst thing to happen is when they cast Jodie Whittaker as the Doctor.
I can't argue with that.
So you know, I mean, of course, I'm a little biased because I love Peter, but. You know.
Do you remember all the reaction videos? There's reaction. I advise every single person here now, right, that's on the panel and in the live chat, after this panel's over, go onto YouTube and look at reaction videos when Jodie Whittaker was revealed as the Doctor, right? Now, you'll see a few that are genuinely happy, but this is what you'll mostly see. You'll see people with shocked faces. You'll actually see people say, oh, BBC have finally done it. But you'll see shock. Because let's be honest, right? They've threatened to do it, but they've never done it. So we always thought, it's going to be safe. Doctor Who is like James Bond. They will never change it. It's a male-driven role. That, you know what I mean? People will just have to accept that, blah, blah, blah. I didn't even see this coming. And we knew Chris Chibnall was a dodgy fecker already, but I didn't think he'd do something like this. Last night's episode broke me. I mean, I was already after Orphan 55 completely destroyed, but this
should have been Tom Ellis. They should have cast Tom Ellis.
I agree with you on that. I think that would have been a good move. He's young enough, but he's you know, he's old enough. You know what I mean? He's a good mix of that age demographic they need.
You said the episode of Lucifer before the new Doctor was cast. They had he was waiting for a cab.
Right, the TARDIS. TARDIS.
Yeah, so everybody thought he was going to be the next Doctor.
He wanted it after, I believe, I think it was before they cast Matt Smith. I could be wrong. He really wanted it. I think you know, that would have been interesting, but I would have loved for him to follow Peter Capaldi. I think that would have been great.
That would have been amazing.
He is an amazing actor in Lucifer. That's the only reason why I watched that show. The rest of the cast is okay, but he holds that show.
He does.
Yeah. But we'll never get the Doctor that we want nowadays because the BBC just don't want to listen. And if they did listen to us, do you know what? Look, we know as fans that every suggestion that we make to the BBC, they cannot possibly please everybody, right? Yeah. But if they got the casting right of the Doctor, and they actually brought, as Blue Bonnet said, someone that actually loves the show. There's someone out there, there's a showrunner out there that I believe that's a fan of Doctor Who that could take this show to a different level, right? And just don't mess around with Art Major.
That's me.
Just bring new ideas. Look, I know Chris Chibnall thought this era full of new ideas, and I get it. It is. He's right. It is full of new ideas. But it's the wrong ideas, you bleeding knob. Oh, you idiot. We don't want to be preached to. We know the climate. We know the world needs to be saved, right? We know all these things, but we don't need to. Look, I come to watch Doctor Who to laugh, cry, to hide behind me sofa, to be entertained, to be thrilled. But no, I'm getting lectured to every week. I'm told I'm a white man. If I'm white, I'm an asshole. If I'm a single father, I'm the worst single father on the planet. Now they've started picking on women now. in orphan, why we had a toxic mother, single mother. I mean, what is his problem with he seems to have a problem with different sort of families, right?
Well, he has a problem with tradition.
Families are traditional, but they're not. We're living in a world.
You know what? I don't think it's chin balls. I think it's the hierarchies that's telling him to put this stuff in there. That's what I think.
Steve, to be honest with you, is basically like tuning in to Chris Chibnall counselling session because he's got issues with parents and God knows what else. If your own personal views out of the show and just concentrate on good storytelling.
Yeah, I agree.
Nobody actually wants to hear your specific issues. Just concentrate on good character development and good science fiction. And I'm sorry.
That's what I miss.
Just give us planets.
And I'm sorry. And I'm sorry, but Chris Chibnall will never be up to the task. So BBC have to make a decision. I don't care about the HBO Max or whatever it is. Just make the decision to get rid of them.
Yeah.
But you know what, right? If you're Chibnall, right?
Yeah.
If you're in charge of the show, you wouldn't want that show not to be on Christmas Day, would you? Who made that decision that Doctor Who should not be on Christmas Day? I don't think it's Chibnall. It can't be Chibnall.
He did.
No, hold on. Anyone that's writing Doctor Who, you'd be fucking mad to not have that show on Christmas Day because that's when it gets the most ratings.
But
Come on.
We do actually have a news article that actually confirms what happened. They were all at a Christmas get-together. They were having a few drinks. Chris Chibnall had told Moffat that he wasn't going to start his era off on a Christmas special. So that's why we got Twice Upon a Time, because Peter was already gone. Moffat was already gone, but they came back to do Twice Upon a Time. And that has been confirmed by Chibnall himself. So Jodie Whittaker's era was supposed to start on a Christmas special. He gave up the Christmas slot, not the BBC, because the BBC know how important the Christmas slot.
Okay, so what about last Christmas then? What about last Christmas? What about last Christmas then, eh? Tell me about that. That's what I'm saying. It's the hierarchies that telling them that they can't do it on Christmas Day. What idiot that's in charge of a 50-year-old TV show won't have it on Christmas Day, which gets the biggest ratings out of every episode?
Right. It does get the biggest ratings, and it's become part of Christmas. Like, Christmas is not the same for me without Doctor Who.
Absolutely.
Yeah, but what really want her in Christmas?
The closest I got, the new show Wars of Gummidge. I watched that Christmas. Well, I recorded it over the 2 days, and I watched it after New Year's, after the second episode had dropped. That was actually not bad. The first episode was great, but the second episode was a bit kid-like, but, you know. But it was all right. I mean, people were giving out about that, but that was all right. So at least they tried something new, and they didn't actually completely ruin it. Now, again, they did concentrate on climate, plastic bags and stuff like that. See, BBC, every program, Doctor Who is not the only one.
No.
But the problem that I have is Doctor Who is the one that seems to be used all the time. Like, it's every episode. I don't think any fan would object of them doing a climate change episode, because we had environment episodes back in Classic Who, right? It's just the way they're done. They're not done the way they were done years ago. It's right in your face. You have to do it in the context of the show. But what he has done is he's decided, well, forget about the show. I'm just going to get the message across. And that's what happens. If you take even the message out, right, that he's trying to get across, and you actually see what's left, there's nothing there. There's nothing of substance. That's why I keep saying Captain Jack, the Cybermen, the Daleks, the sea devils, all of these different master. This is all smoke and mirrors. There's nothing there substance. You take all of them away, what have you got?
You're absolutely right.
It's not balanced either. And when they don't do it balanced, that's the problem.
There's no answers in that last episode, right? Why was the Doctor wanted by the Jejune? There's no answer for that.
No answer for that. But
there's no answers in that whole episode, none whatsoever. What was Captain Jack doing there?
Exactly.
He warns them about the Cyberman, the thing about the Cyberman. Then he gets zapped away, right? What was he doing there? Yeah, no answers at all. Why would anyway, listen, I digress because it just pisses me off.
You have a point. Why would he just appear out of the blue? But here's another one. And this just goes to show you that Chris Chibnall, obviously, he's not watching what he's writing. But Cheryl actually brought this up, my wife, and this was actually a great point. So the Jejune were looking for the Doctor, right? That was established, right? So they were cataloguing everything. Now, if I'm correct in saying, did they not scan Jodie Whittaker's Doctor? Because if they scanned Jodie Whittaker's Doctor, then the Jejune would have found the Doctor. Do you get me? So,
but they did. They scanned them when they first met him.
Right. So then there you go. So then how did they not recognize that she was the Doctor then?
Because it's just a rubbish script. It's a rubbish script. They don't know how to write them. Period. That's it. End of story. They just don't know how to write it.
Wasn't there? What other inconsistencies was there? There was a few more. We've only got 15 minutes on this crap anyway, more, and then we're talking about something else positive. Because you know what? Last night's episode, all I'll just say, right? I don't care if this is. Did you kick your ball back to me and that's why you're barking at me? Where's your ball? Cheryl, where's his ball? Oh, it's right there. I can't get it. I don't have Inspector Gadget legs, Ted. He thinks I have Inspector Gadget legs. Right, anyway. Last night, we saw, as I said, and I wasn't being dramatic here, we're seeing the beginning of the end. Now, the reason why I'm so angry, and I just want people that do like this to understand this, the reason why I am angry is because Chris Chibnall's trying to rewrite Time Lord history. Now, we know canon, Doctor Who canon, is all over the place in some things, but the one thing you don't mess with is the Time Lord canon. Now, a few showrunners have given us little snippets of the Time Lords, but we haven't really gotten much because with the Time Lords, we like the Time Lords to be a bit secretive. We don't want to learn everything about them. And even if this is an alternative universe, right? He's still going back and meddling with those Time Lords, isn't he? He's still meddling with the Timeless Child and all this other business, right? He has no business in meddling with it. Other showrunners wouldn't touch it. Why does he think? See, this is the thing. I think he's only doing all this because he wants to leave his mark. I think he was pissed off after Series 11 because Series 11 wasn't. I don't think this was his plan originally, by the way. I think he originally planned to continue on from Series 11 in the same direction that he was going with Series 11. But because it didn't do well as well in the ratings, and they've tried to spin the ratings, they come out and gave us all these classic monsters, and he's decided now, because we were complaining for over 2 years, that this series is a big, as everybody has said, this is a big screw you to all of us that dared complain about the direction that he was going in. And that's what I really think is happening here. I think this series wouldn't it even existed, right, if we hadn't complained. And that's the catch-22 situation we're in, because if we don't complain, he would have continued going down the same Barton route.
What's interesting about that whole episode is that the companions, they do nothing as well. I mean, Graham, right? Bradley Walsh must have 2 pages tops of dialogue from that script. He's raking it in with the money, and he's probably laughing because he has hardly anything to do, but yet he's getting paid a crap load of money. The same thing with the other 2. I mean, don't talk to me about Yaz, man. Why is she there? She does nothing. None of them do anything, which is kind of really, really strange when you think about it.
They could put a paper cutout of her and it would work just as well.
Yeah.
Manip or the whole lot of them.
Right now, I'm just sick of all of them. Just, paper cutouts. Just put them,
Yeah, I'm surprised.
Even Jodie Whittaker.
I'm surprised how how much Ryan and Graham's characters have actually gone backwards in this series.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, he's given Monique more material, but she is now being exposed of how bad she is. Like, do you know what? I know we were complaining about her last year, but at least last year she didn't get much to do. This year now we've actually kind of have to watch her now because she's actually getting more to do, and maybe
Well, you know, she's become more stupid. She had to remind herself that she was a cop. Did you notice that?
yeah, that when
Like you forgot. I
That
mean,
was weird.
well, we forgot too because she doesn't have
Yeah,
any
well,
brains.
actually, she doesn't actually do cop stuff. And by the way, can I ask any of you in the panel and on the live chat there, if she was really a cop in real life and she came up to you, you did something, she came up to you, could you take her seriously? Because I couldn't. I would actually laugh at her. Say, you take the bit. Are you a cosplay cop or are you a real cop?
I
Because
can beat the crap out of her, and I'm.
She's a diversity hire for the show. That's all she is, right? If they were to really cast that character, they'd probably cast someone better than her, right? Whether they be black, white, they cast the right person, but they didn't. She's the diversity hire. Same thing with the other guy as well, which I can't remember his name right now. Don't go with the other guy.
You know what annoys me? Bill Potts got one serious. Now, I know she reminded us every 5 minutes she was a lesbian, but she had an interesting story.
Exactly. Yeah, she did. And also, she was a really good actress.
Yeah, I actually enjoyed her.
On, right? And then bring Graham and Bradley, Bradley and Tolson on board. You know what I mean? It probably would have been a better. I just don't see the point of Yaz, but Bill had potential, I think. What do you think?
Yeah, she did.
Yeah, I really liked her. She's one of my favorite companions, actually.
It's a shame that she was only in one series.
But if they'd have let her continue on, they would have had some kind of romance between her and the Doctor.
No!
You know I'm not. You know I'm right.
I know.
Oh, actually, you do have a point. Yeah. Maybe.
So in that sense, I was glad she left, but.
Yeah, but I do miss Pearl Mackie. I have to say, I didn't mind her as a companion. I actually thought she had a lot of potential. I don't mind Series 10 as much as people hate it. I see elements in it, but there's some good stories in it. And with John Sims' return is actually epic. And if you don't like John Sims' return, I thought that's the best version of the Master that John Sim has played anyway.
Yeah.
I disagree.
Yeah, dude,
I do. I like the other Master. I like his rubbish beard as well. I like the other Master personally.
And even though that character did for him, and there's every 5 minutes she was a lesbian, no Pearl Mackie is a better actress than what and Gil will ever be, in my opinion, because Pearl Mackie had a bit more acting range, basically, and it was a shame that she never got better sort of skills and material to actually showcase that.
Yeah. No, I agree. She should have got a better part. She should have been. She should have carried on. Then again, as you would say, she probably had an affair with the Doctor.
Yeah. I'm surprised that I'm surprised they didn't do that. Really.
Yeah. I was getting used to her face as well. Until that was it. She died, and then she became part of
I
the
like the fact
thing,
she had the excitement about the TARDIS and how she was fascinated with everything. To me, that was refreshing after Clara, because Clara was like old hat and she knew everything. And
but you know what's missing from it? The magic. Because I remember the 11th Hour with Matt Smith when he was talking to Amy, and Amy wanted to go into the TARDIS, and that excitement that she had, and then when he clicks his fingers and they go in, it's like magical for her, and that's what's missing from this with this one.
There's none of that.
None of that stuff.
They really didn't. Even Nikola Tesla didn't. I mean, it was better, but you would think he would just be like floored, Like,
but that story was a copy of the Tennant one when they were in the 50s. Do you remember, with the TVs?
Yeah.
They had to go to the tower. That's the same thing. They had to go to the tower. Do you know what I mean? It's just a rip-off, well, kind of a rip-off. But you knew what they were trying to do, but they did it badly, in my opinion.
Yeah, Bill was like an everyday person in a way, because I think she was relatable.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. I think the fact that when you seen her on screen and she looked genuinely curious, like we do be as fans. So she was kind of like fans' eyes. She was the first companion in a long time, because Clara was definitely not a companion that we were looking through her eyes. She was all about herself, became self-centered, actually became the bloody doctor in an episode, if you remember that flat line.
Yeah, I do.
Horrible idea.
And Clara Who, that whole Clara Who business and all that.
Oh, that annoyed me.
Like, so Bill Potts.
It annoyed you, did it?
Yeah.
Oh, it did. Sure, I love the part where in Smile, where she's sitting down at the table and she's eating the jelly, the blue jelly.
Oh, yeah.
And she goes, "There's one for me. Why is there two for you?" And he tells her that he has two hearts and all. And like, she have you two of that and else, like, but it was the same little throwaway line. But she was genuinely asking questions and curious and stuff. And that's what we do be like as fans when we're watching. So that's why I liked her. I found her relatable. The only time I didn't like her though was when, like, okay, you've already told us, you don't need to tell us again. It's grand, we get it. Just act.
Well, that's not really like, I mean, it's the way she's written, and it's like, it was the writing. It was over the top.
She just
Am I the only one that thought that River Song and Matt Smith looked like mother and son?
Yeah.
It was a little disturbing. Yeah, it actually kind of made it was kind of creepy.
Yeah, it was actually kind of creepy and a bit.
Yeah. I felt that made me very uncomfortable seeing. Yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't mind River until Moffat just like dragged her through the mud with a storyline. She should have like left a long time ago. There should have been no romance, no marriage between the River.
Yeah, I didn't like that.
I know it was indicated in the Silence in the Library, Forest of the Dead episodes when River basically sacrifices herself, but like, that was the ending. He should have just gave us, he went too far. He tried to overcomplicate River. That's why when fans say, oh, we'd love to see River back again, I'm like, again? And I do believe that River Song will show up in this series, because she was also rumoured to be in the series when John Barrowman was. Now, John Barrowman actually did something very clever. When he came back to Wales, right, fans were speculating at the time, and I don't know if you remember this, and he did a whole video where he pretended he was in a hardware store, and he told the fans that he wanted their help to help him redecorate his whole house. Well, it turned out that video was all a ploy, because he was there filming for Doctor Who, but he didn't want anybody to know, so he pretended that he was doing up his mansion. And and there was even an article on it, and I was like, oh my God, funny. So he actually tricked everybody, but that's how you keep a secret. Well, so well done, John Barrowman, because you fooled all the other fans. You didn't fool me, because like I already knew.
I don't know. His scene kind of made me sad, because I feel like it just seemed different, and it almost felt like his heart wasn't quite in it, and it didn't feel the same.
It's okay.
And I don't know if it was just me or.
I thought something off with his cameo, and I still can't put my finger on it. I don't know what it is. Like I know people have said it looks like shoehorned in, and it does. It makes sense now, but there was something else. I just can't put my finger on. He didn't. He was saying the lines. I agree, but I don't know. There just didn't seem to be that passion.
Right. It was.
I mean, like it clearly saw the skill up and he thought, what the hell's that? So, and probably that's kind of why he never put his usual enthusiasm on it. No, he must have just saw the script and he thought, what the hell is Chris Chibnall giving me to actually watch what I feel? So he must have thought, what's the point? So that's the version of Jack that he got, unfortunately.
Here's the thing, though, and I was thinking this last night, and this could be true. The likes of John Barrowman coming back, And maybe River will make an appearance, but maybe the reason why they're coming back is not for selfish reasons. Maybe they're coming back because they know Doctor Who's in trouble, and they know they are.
It's like the death knell. It's like the I can't put it into words, but it's like Chibnall's like bringing them out like it's the greatest hits. And generally, when a show's on its last leg, that's what they do. Any show I've ever watched, they just bring out all the old characters.
Well, you're right. They did it with Friends. If you remember the series that they had all the celebrities in, Bruce Willis, Brad Pitt, because Friends was on its last legs at that stage. Yeah, it does happen.
I'm watching a show right now where they're doing it. So it's just so Supernatural. They're doing the same thing. They bring out all the dead, literally, but they bring out all the old characters, and generally when they do that, the end is near. Maybe I'm overthinking it, but yeah, they're gonna bring out like if Rose is in it, and then River. I mean,
fan service. That's what it is.
Yeah, well, yeah, that too.
Well, Rose was speculated as well, so don't be surprised if Rose Tyler shows up, because remember she did the whole thing. It was a charity thing. But if John Barrowman,
oh my God!
Now we know if Donna shows up, and Martha Jones, it's over.
It's a nostalgia fest.
I hate the character was annoying. Was Tyler is the most selfish, arrogant character written in action. She makes me so angry.
I like Rose Tyler. What's that?
Do you like Rose Tyler?
Yeah, it does sound like it, doesn't it?
They're throwing in all the cards to see if we get a big result.
Yeah.
That could be too.
But you know what? If they should have, you know who they should have cast as the woman doctor? The woman that played Captain America's love interest. I can't remember her real name.
Haley Atwell.
She would have been. She'd have
been way better. And actually, she's been in Big Finish as well. She was in a Home Again one. You probably know the title.
But what did the Daleks?
Yeah. I listened to that several times. I like that one. She's really good in that.
Yeah. And she's a really good actress as well.
Yeah.
She has just a quintessential English thing about her, which is what Doctor Who majority of them had. You know what I mean? Yeah. So,
like I said, I still don't want a woman doctor, but she would be better than Jodie. But again, that's not saying very much.
No, it's not. Never mind. Could be. Yeah, I mean,
had they cast her in the beginning, we may be all having a different conversation now.
Yeah. I mean,
who knows?
I have a love-hate relationship with Doctor Who. Right, there have been some episodes that through the Moff era that I didn't, and there've been some through the Russell T that I didn't like. You know what I mean? But I always stuck with it because I love Doctor Who. But this one, I can't. I've got to leave now. I can't. It's just so bad, and it's just shitting all over what we love. What else can you do? I've just got to. I'm not even going to watch the next episode. I can't be asked to figure out what's going to happen. I'm going to leave it now. You know.
I agree.
I don't blame you.
I've asked people to boycott. If I wasn't reviewing this for the channel, I'd actually stop watching. But I wanted to stop watching after Orphan 55. But I've made a promise, so I'm going to do it because because look. This is the way I look at it anyway. In a couple of years' time, when there's a new doctor, if I was to only pop up on the screen then after giving out about Jodie Whittaker not doing anything about it, then people would call me a hypocrite. So I'm gonna keep doing what I'm doing. I hate doing it because it kills me watching the show that I've grown up watching since the 80s just completely be destroyed in front of my eyes. But I'm not gonna not say anything either because I'm not going to let these newer fans think that they've pushed us away. It's still our show, whether they like it or not.
What I don't understand is how could they not know that the music is shit, and how could they not know that the inside of the TARDIS looks terrible? you know, I don't know who's in charge, right? But even I can tell, everyone can tell that TARDIS looks like crap. I mean, it is the worst designed TARDIS ever in the history of Doctor Who.
And I was saying last night, it's so dark. It's so dark.
Yeah.
How do they not trip? How is there not any injuries in that thing?
Yeah.
That's definitely not OSHA safe in there. Come on.
Yeah, I'm not a fan
Maybe
of
they've all got night vision.
Maybe. I mean, even David Tennant's had, you know, more lights than that, and that was pretty dark.
Yeah, it just it doesn't make any sense, you know. Even the music.
Darker than the Batcave.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, Batcave's got more style.
She's not as cool as Batman.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Exactly. But you know what? Somebody said they're all sitting there looking at Dr. Brooding in the beginning. Why are they sitting there looking at the Dr. Brooding? Why? It doesn't make no sense. Why would you do that?
They're obsessed with her. And I mean, I kind of get that, you know, with other companions they were too, but they're absolutely obsessed with everything she's thinking. But, you know, but why? Because she explains everything from the color of her crap.
Yeah.
So that's probably why they're questioning her. Like, why are you so quiet? It's like when someone talks a lot and then they're suddenly quiet.
Right. Yeah, but why sit sit down and look at her for 20 minutes? Why would you do that? No one would do that. That's where the script is so bad, because logic. There's no logic in what they do. I mean, look at the episode. Look at the episode with Lenny Henry, right? Lenny Henry knew where the companions was. He had put himself on a big screen. Why would he warn them? Why didn't he just send men to kill them?
Exactly.
See, that script doesn't make any sense. The script don't make any sense.
The script doesn't matter. It's the end. It's the agenda. That is the most important thing. Doesn't matter if it makes sense. It's just window dressing.
Well, here's a curveball for you all. This comes direct from Doctor, who have a YouTube channel. He says, "Hi all, just heard straight from Chibnall. Jack is not back this year, and Ruth is I think
this timeline
Doctor. She doesn't come from a parallel universe. There are no tricks." Chibnall said. Now, apparently that's in the Mirror. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to get the Mirror up right now, and we're going to read through this article. So if that's true what he's saying is that this female Doctor that we seen last night is part of this universe, which means then he is doing what we've all feared.
He's rewriting it.
He's rewriting
history. Yep.
Right, let's have a look and we'll find it. And we'll read it and let's see what the quotes are. What an asshole.
I just don't like, you know, I mean, as I said, you know, it could be a great show with Jodie in it. It's just the writing's terrible and they have no respect for the canon. And the scripts don't make any sense. They do things that doesn't, you know, Jodie talks to that Lenny Henry character on the balcony. Why didn't he just get his chuck him out? Why did he run? The script makes no sense. None whatsoever.
Wow. All right, I have this article and I've just read the headline. And it says, confirmed show boss.
Oh, God.
Do we have to?
I have to put this on the screen. I'm just waiting for it to load up, but oh no.
Is this, no, the Mirror is basically a tabloid, correct?
No, here's the thing about the Mirror. Here's the thing about the Mirror, and Eddie will back me up in this if he's still in the live chat. The Mirror had the Sasha story, and the Mirror had other stories as well. They actually have very good sources when it comes to Doctor Who. So, and this is being confirmed. So this is an exclusive interview. So, they were promised an exclusive if they didn't reveal the Master. So this must be the exclusive, because this confirms that the first Black Doctor, this is the way they've written it in the article, by the way. First Black Doctor Who, Joe Martin, is definitely the Doctor, confirms show boss. Right, we'll read it now. It's still loading.
Jesus Christ.
Thanks, Eddie.
That's not good at all.
Told you.
It can be fixed, though. I can fix it.
No, but here's the thing. You're right. A new showrunner. See, this is the thing, right, with Doctor Who. What's good about Doctor Who? The next showrunner could come in, see what Chris Chibnall done, and actually rectify all the mistakes.
Yeah.
And that's what I would be begging the new showrunner.
But you think with the BBC that's ever going to happen with the BBC, or does it need to be? Yeah, I mean, that's my concern. It's not just Chibnall. The BBC may not allow that.
You see Dracula? That was woke as hell. All their shows coming out. I mean, don't even talk to me about War of the Worlds. Oh my God. Talk about woke. It's
I mean,
ridiculous.
I know it's in
More like
everything,
woke
and
of
there's
the
some things I
world.
can overlook, but I
There you
cannot
go.
overlook rewriting canon. I just can't do that. Not in this level.
Yeah, well, it's happening.
There you go.
Yeah.
So, I just,
So what's the article say?
I'm trying to get this article. StreamYard is acting on Mega. Hold on. It should come up on the screen because I shared it. See,
It's very
I don't know
interesting.
StreamYard. I think
very
StreamYard
interesting.
is there. Here it is. Here it is.
I mean, it's not only happening to Doctor Who.
Dreading
Yeah,
It's happening to right across the board. Star Wars, everything. Terminator, right across the board.
Yeah.
Oh, hello.
True, but look exactly though. But the names that you've just named, Doctor Who, right? The Star Wars, big names, Star Trek, well-known names, all have histories behind them. There's a common theme.
Certainly is. Well, you know what, right?
It's taking so long to come up.
George Lucas, Star Wars is Star Wars. Disney, Star Wars is Disney, Star Wars.
I don't think it's either.
It's all
I think it's
at the end of the day.
Normally,
and I bet you anything.
I'll read it out to you. So hold on, did it come up?
Yeah, it came up. Yeah, and then it left.
It is. So that's fair enough. And I know Star Wars fans like to say that, but they've ruined the law. Right, let me know if it comes back up again, because for some weird reason it's I'll put up at the start of this stream. Actually, I did say we were going to talk about something positive for the next hour. We're 6 minutes in, but I'll just get this article up and then we'll hopefully. Do you know what? I'll just bloody read it. We don't even need to get it up. Look, I'll read it. If it comes up in the meantime, right. So the first Black Doctor, who Jeff, the Doctor confirms show boss. Exclusive. Doctor Who confirmed Joe Martin is definitely playing the Doctor, and she didn't know what she was auditioning for. Oh, that makes it worse. So hold on. You brought the woman in and you said, right, we have a part for you to play, but we're not going to tell you the part that you're playing. Well done, you bunch of knobs.
That's concerning. Let me just say this. That's concerning because I'm wondering if they're going to give this woman a side series.
No, it's concerning. It's concerning because when Jodie leaves, is she going to take over?
Well, yeah, but that would be pre-Hartnell, so it would have to be sort of like, I would think it would be a spin-off.
Yeah.
Who knows what Chibnall's
and that is really, really concerning.
It is very concerning. But as I said, right, I'm done with the show, so it's not gonna matter to me anymore. I'm not gonna watch it. It's ridiculous.
Gone.
Yeah. I know he's gone. I don't know where he's gone.
It was a BBC.
I tell you what, he's regenerating to someone else. That's what I reckon.
And yeah, I mean, yeah, the show is
next week.
The show has actually turned into the biggest pile of crap I've ever seen.
I thought you were going to say shit there, mate.
Well, yes. See,
excellent.
So basically, the point is, so if it's not been treated with respect, why? I should fans like us be expected to sit for it though, because it's not been treated with any sort of respect or intelligence at all, and it's such a shame because this show could be the biggest show on the planet, but unfortunately, all the BBC want to do is just. What basically is I think they're fed up with it, to be honest with you.
Seriously, BBC should all be shot. All of them. The people
I,
in charge.
I do think that, you know, they do make decisions. If they were so unhappy with Chibnall, then why didn't they stop this?
They're
I mean,
not
that's what
unhappy.
that's what I'm questioning, you know.
They're not unhappy. They're not happy at all. This is their agenda, and they're pushing it no
Yeah.
matter what. Even if the ratings fall, they don't have to abide by the ratings because they're public service. You know, people pay for BBC, so they're going to just carry on until it really gets dire, and then they're going to cancel the show. But this is what Noel's saying. He's saying that we should stop watching it now. And quite frankly, I'm going to stop watching it because it's just sad.
I mean, if I wasn't doing the panels with Noel, I mean, I wouldn't have even started watching series 12.
Yeah, it's. I mean, Doctor Who's such a great concept, and it's been going for years. And it's only lately, as I said, through the Peter era, that it went crappy. Well, a bit on the Matt one as well.
Yeah,
went a bit crappy. But what they should have done, obviously, is brought Paul McGann back as a side series. You know, that would have been terrific. That would have get rated through the roof. That would have went through the roof.
I'd be totally for that. I want that.
Yeah,
but I wouldn't put it past them that they're gonna do this as a side series just to piss us off further, which would completely destroy it.
And also, right, what they should have
during the David Tennant era.
Yeah,
but they decided to go on.
Yeah.
To be honest, they should have just ended it after Capaldi, because we all know, because we all could tell that the Chibnall era was going to be a disaster long before an episode actually aired, though, so they should have just ended it after Capaldi, ended on a high with a great act.
Yeah, but it can be saved though. Doctor Who can be saved. It just needs to go away for a bit. That's what I reckon. I hope that this is no disrespect to all the people that like Jodie and stuff. I hope the series really does go to a low that they can't pick it up, and then they have to cancel it. And then, you know, hopefully this rogue stuff will disappear, and then Doctor Who will come back again. That's my hope for it, anyway. There is a way of saving it, though. There's thousands of ways of saving it and eradicating what Chibnall's done, if you're clever enough.
Yeah.
Anyone want the job? Do you want the job?
No, because I have friends here that I don't want to lose. Because I mean, you know, I'm sure that is a very hard job. I mean, you know, I wouldn't want that job. I mean,
I would.
No, you can't please everyone.
I know you can't, but you can hit the middle. And
true.
You
I think people don't like Moffat, but I think he could do that way better than Chibnall.
Of course he can. I mean, he did some really great episodes.
Yeah, he did.
11th Hour was one of my favorites. You know, the first time Matt appeared. It was amazing.
Oh, there he is.
Did I just get kicked out of my own stream?
Yeah.
Yes,
we were just carrying on.
Right, what part did we get to? Because Cheryl read out a whole article there.
We didn't hear. We had heard half the article, and then that was it.
Right, I'll get her to read it again, right? Because this is interesting. Maybe you hear what he said.
I didn't think anyone was listening.
Right,
So I responded.
Everybody was quiet. I was like, what happened?
Okay. So, Mirror headline: First Black Doctor Who. Joe Martin is definitively the Doctor, confirms show boss. So here's the article. Joe Martin, who will play the second female Time Lord, is the real thing, according to Doctor Who showrunner Chris Chibnall. Fans were astounded last night when a new Doctor arrived to compete with Jodie Whittaker's version, even bringing her own TARDIS. Chibnall said that Martin, who becomes the first Black actor in the iconic role, is not playing a fake or phony version. The important thing to say is she is definitively the Doctor, he explained. There's not a sort of parallel universe going on, and there's no tricks. Joe Martin is the Doctor. That's why we gave her the credit at the end with the new Doctor. The end, which all new Doctors have the first time you see them. John Hurt got that credit. It's not clear where Martin's version, whose human name in the plot is Ruth Clayton, fits into the history of the 13 Doctors. But fans are guessing that she could possibly sit between Patrick Troughton and John Pertwee because she did not recognize the sonic screwdriver, but did have a police box TARDIS, which was invented by William Hartnell's first Doctor. When she was invited to the audition, Martin wasn't told it was for Doctor Who. We called her in and she read for it. with secret pages that didn't mention that it was the doctor. But she's a massive fan of the show, and I think she guessed.
No,
I had
she's not.
I had to ring her up and tell her, and she was overwhelmed and thrilled. A lot of her family are fans, and she kept that secret brilliantly for so long nobody knew. We filmed it in the middle of last year. She said her casting was the idea of director Nita Mazur. She was the best person for the job. It was a great suggestion. She's got a brilliant combination of humor and warmth and wit and softness and steel. She's a really...
Where was it in the script? Where was it in the show?
She's a really exciting doctor. Chibnall said viewers would find out more about the previously unknown doctor who arrived with her own 1970s version of the TARDIS over time. There will be answers to some of these mysteries this series, but as ever with Doctor Who, answers often reveal new questions. It's all very deliberate. He said that he was not scared by those who said he should not meddle with the so-called Whoniverse. We're telling an ongoing story, and there are plenty of things in Doctor Who that change all the time, but I'm very aware of the history and very aware of the continuity. But stories are ongoing pieces of fiction. They develop and evolve. My job is to be bold with the storytelling and have fun. Fans were also thrilled to see Captain Jack Harkness make his return during The Fugitive of the Judoon, in which he came face to face with the companions, but not with the Doctor herself. Chibnall hinted he would not be seen again until next year. You won't see him again this series, I can categorically tell you that. But who knows when he might pop up again. We love Captain Jack, we love John Barrowman. I hope that this won't be his last appearance and that at some point he gets to meet the 13th Doctor. He added, part of the fun of doing Doctor Who is trying to get these treats into the show for people without anyone knowing, so it feels like a huge present for people for their loyalty. We planned it for a long time. We shot those scenes at Clifton Cathedral in a special secret day of filming, so it was all very cloak and dagger. He had his own code name, and we pulled out all the tricks to get it done. And that's it.
What a load of shit.
Yep.
Absolute crap.
Right.
Honestly. They cast an unknown black woman because it's all about diversity,
It's
right?
sticking a box.
Yeah,
and she's not even the right person.
Reading that article down, and a few things have popped into my head straight away. So he's doing it. So fans are speculating what he's doing, but he's saying that this doctor is definitely from this universe, right? Mm-hmm. So she's an unknown doctor, like the War Doctor, let's say. Mm-hmm. Now, so he's ripping off the War Doctor. But here's the thing. The rumor is that the next doctor is supposed to be a woman of color. What if we have already been introduced to Ruth, Ruth, the new doctor? She is going to be the next doctor. There's going to be no regeneration, and maybe she's going to just take over at the end of the series. Now, for Captain Jack, I will say, yeah, probably right that he won't return this series, but he's definitely going to be in that special that they filmed. Right? So he will come back, because he did say, you never know when he'll pop up. He'll definitely pop up in that special. You know, whether Jodie Whittaker is still going to be at the helm or not, I don't think so. But this doctor is definitely from this universe. So if he's not doing a retcon, the question we have to ask ourselves then is what the feck is he doing? What's his plan? Because where does this... Now, as Cheryl did say, this is rumored, and I actually picked up on it last night. I think this might be a doctor that's between Troughton and Pertwee, because there is a fan film, and I think he's picking up on the fan film. This is why I told you last night. You can watch it on Video Archive. I think it's called Internet Archive. Go to War Games, and then after War Games, you'll see there's a little fan film there. Mark Aces is actually in it, believe it or not. The fella that was with Stephen Moffat, I think he's part of it. He did
Must be old.
Right? And there's a... John Pertwee is actually in this, by the way. He actually starred in this little fan film with these fans. And basically, you remember in the War Games at the end, Patrick Troughton doesn't like any of the faces that they're giving him, right? This episode follows on for that. So it's like, it tells you what happens in between the War Games and Spearhead in space. And I think this is what the route he's going down. I think he's using that fan film. He's cherry-picked that idea, and that's the route he's going to go down. Now, will I be pleased if he does that? Well, it won't make it, to be honest with you, it would soften the blow usually, because for fans that have seen that fan film and fans that have speculated, there is an unknown doctor out there that didn't, you know what I mean? There's a doctor in limbo kind of thing, and that would be the doctor. Ruth would be that doctor. But why, again, the are tick a box because she is female, but you know,
why wasn't there a black man?
Because it is between them two. He's not going back and saying that this doctor is before Hartnell, which is what, that's the problem I have. But this, if it's in this little pocket, this little fan film that he's ripping off, I think I'd be okay with that.
I'm not okay that it's a female.
Yeah, why isn't he a man? Why isn't it a black man?
Well, what can you do? He's not going to change his politics. But once he look at, he doesn't go in there, bleed William Hartnell and say that this doctor's before her. I'll be okay with that.
I'm not okay with it. I'm not okay with any of it. I'm not okay with the last 2 seasons.
Yeah, it doesn't matter the fact someone's not saying the fan film isn't part of canon, though, is it? No, but he's probably going to make a canon.
Yeah, he's ripping off the hack.
Stories evolve, so he's just going to wing his own thing. Look, I don't like any of it, but would it be better than what we think he's planning? Yeah, definitely. I don't want the doctor before Hartnell.
But I don't want. But
I get you, but he's not going to change. So we've got to look at the lesser of the two evils here. You know.
Do you know when they had the Doctor Who movie and they had the eye harmony and the Doctor was meant to be half human? Everybody ignored that. They ignored that fact. So when Doctor Who comes back and this fails dismally, we'll ignore the fact that Jodie was the Doctor. That's what we should all do. Just ignore the fact that she was the Doctor and carry on from there. They're just spoiling it.
Yeah, but I mean, it's hard to do that.
Someone said that
I was joking.
Fan film canon. Of course he can. Of course he can. He can do whatever he wants. He's writing Doctor Who. He can make whatever he wants canon. He's already proved that.
Yeah, well,
we've seen it. Everybody's made the same comments. He's cherry picking other people's best work, right? What's not to say that he's looked at this fan film because he's supposed to be a fan, so he probably would have seen it, saw some concepts in it that he liked, and probably liked this whole idea of a doctor between Troughton and Pertwee, and that's why he's doing it, because he wants to make his own mark, and this would be making his own. I don't agree with it. It's still a woman, but it's the lesser of the two evils. I'm sorry, but you just have to, because he's going to do it either way. I wouldn't want him to do it, but that's where he's going. He's already said that she's part of this universe, so we got to accept that. Well, we don't. We could still kick up a stink, but he's after saying it now. So she's part of this universe, so it's not an alternative universe. So this isn't smoke and mirrors like some are suggesting. So now we've got to speculate where this doctor comes in the line, in the order. And by looking at her, you would have to say she does look like she's more of a classic doctor. So
she could come after. Could she not come after Peter Davison? Because Peter Davison never had a Sonic. Or then again, there was Sonics before. Sorry.
But yeah, she would have known what they were.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, see, this is what I mean. She didn't know. Remember, she
so
didn't know what a screwdriver was. She didn't know. What else did she not know? She didn't know.
She didn't know Gallifrey had been destroyed.
Yeah, she didn't know Gallifrey was being destroyed.
Yeah.
So, but here's the confusing thing: if it's in this universe, right? It has to be the past because Gallifrey was destroyed in the future. So this is definitely the past. So yeah, whether we like it or not, he's going back.
No, well, it was established it was the past in the actual episode itself. Because remember, Jodie showed them what was happening in the future. So all those people are from the past.
Right.
So
she's definitely a doctor from the past. So now we have to see where she fits in. And logically, so far, right now, she fits in between Troughton and Pertwee perfectly.
So she was just a face that Troughton didn't care for.
Yeah, because if you actually look at the
the end of War Games,
it actually pops up on the screen. They actually show a woman on the screen. Now, granted, it was a white woman, but he goes, that won't do. And then remember the next, that won't do at all. And then they kind of spin him around. Then you don't see him regenerate until you see Spearhead in space. Then you see Spearhead in space, but there's a fan film in between that, and that's where I think he's going with this.
Well,
yeah, but the when they introduced the War Doctor, basically there was a reason, and there was a reason why they forgot about him. So I wonder what the reason is why Jodie doesn't remember.
Yeah. See,
So,
this is what I mean. See, fans I should be losing my shit right now because deep down, I think he is going to retcon the whole lot. But I'm just reading the article and something just tells me this is the route that he's going down. And I don't want another Doctor before Hartnell. I'm very protective of Hartnell. He's not my favorite Doctor, but he was the first man to play the Doctor on the screen. So I have that emotional attachment to him. I don't want
what did the Master mean when he said everything you knew is a lie?
Mm-hmm.
See, that's what worries me. Is he, is everything, all the other Doctors were a lie? They were all women? I don't know.
Right, because didn't Nerdrotic say that there was supposed to be all 13 regenerations were all going to be women? So how's that going to work if he's following this fan film?
But the most powerful Time Lords or Gallifreyans were women, though. So I mean that even in the classic show, you had Romana, Ring, you had power, you had real strong women. So maybe he's playing around with that. See, this is the thing, we don't know what he's doing, and this is what scares us. And we can speculate all we want. None of us are going to know until we actually see it unfold in front of our eyes. But I just have I don't know what it is. It's just when I read that article, the fan film popped into my head straight away.
Well, do you know what? I'm gonna have to learn off the internet what happens, because I said I'm done with the show. So
yeah. Sorry guys, I'm choking there. If someone wants to just talk there for
drink some water. I don't know. What do you guys think?
Drink some vodka.
Yeah.
Right. You probably need that.
Oh Jesus. Sorry about No, I'm not.
You're choking on your own words.
Everybody sounds depressed. A wave of depression.
BBC trying to poison him.
Eh?
BBC trying to poison now.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
Metaphysically, witchcraft.
Right. It's like a voodoo doll. No voodoo doll.
To them.
I don't know. I just, it's a shame that's what's happening to this great show.
Get well soon, Noel.
Get well soon, Doctor. You mean? Jeez. Where is he? Is he still there? No, you still there, mate?
Yeah, we're just kidding. I hope you're fine.
Man down.
No response. Man down. Oh dear.
Send someone over for community care.
Oh, I don't know. Seriously. Oh, Doctor, what have they done? Sorry?
Just doing an Arnie impression. He has been dominated.
Right, I'm fine. I'm back. I'm alive.
Okay.
I heard you all. Don't panic. I'm actually, I haven't had anything to eat, believe it or not. So I was actually eating a bit of a chicken fillet roll. And what happened was a bit of it got caught in the back of my throat and I started bleeding like a lunatic. But I'm fine now. We nearly killed myself. See, this is what this show does to me. I nearly choked on a chicken fillet roll, for God's sake. Of all ways to die, Cheryl would have happened to come on here and say, sorry, Noel died by choking on a chicken fillet roll. Yeah, that wouldn't have sounded.
We've got half an hour left.
No problem. Sure, we're finishing in a half an hour, because we did 4 hours last night, and I'm not doing 4 hours again tonight. That was just a long ass stream, but we had plenty to say. But listen, we've got half an hour. We were supposed to talk about something positive for the last hour, but we've got about a half an hour. So,
but in that newspaper articles made everybody feel depressed.
I don't know what I was doing, but let's talk about something else, panel. Yes, says Gary. Okay, we will. Right. I tell you what. Started off, Gary. Seems that you have asked the panel to talk about something else. I let you ask this panel a question. Would you like to ask the panel a question? And I'll put it up there, and that'll start off the conversation. Doesn't have to be about Doctor Who. It could be about anything you want to ask. If there's any TV shows that you want to hear people's opinions on, and we'll see we'll go from there. See what happens, and hopefully I don't choke again. Right. So we just wait on Gary. And by the way, 78 of you are watching right now. If you could do us a favor and hit that like button, subscribe to everybody that's on the panel. Does Rebecca Gold? You're down as Rebecca Gold, but on your Twitter, I won't mention your Twitter handle. But have you got a YouTube channel?
Yeah, Rebecca Gold YouTube. It's I made a web series, and the web series is called Rebecca Gold.
Okay, now I get it.
Yeah, okay.
And I've got a female lead in my web series, a female lead, and she's not a Mary Sue. So there you go.
Right, Gary wants to know: has anybody on this panel watched Avenue 5?
What's that?
I haven't.
No, I've never heard of that.
I've never heard of it, Gary. I actually have heard of it, but I've never seen it. Sorry, is that the new show that's only on? I think it's on Sky One, isn't it? It's got what's his face in it. I've seen the trailer for it. It looks a bit silly. It looks a bit like what's that movie that everybody likes? The Space Galaxy. Is it? No, Galaxy Quest. No, is it Galaxy Quest? Is that movie?
Galaxy Quest.
Yeah, Galaxy Quest. It kind of has a Galaxy Quest vibe to it. It's a new show. Hugh Laurie, that's the one. That's who's in it.
That show. I saw the trailer for it. I wasn't impressed, but hey.
Yeah, you don't enjoy the trailer. That's what I'm saying. Yeah, look. Gary,
it won't be as good as Red Dwarf.
No, it won't be. You're right. It won't be as
good
as
it's from the tick of the creator, though.
Oh, okay.
I do like the tick of it, though. Well, because it's from the tick of the creator, do you know what? We'll give it a look, because we'll have it there on the Sky.
You know what it reminds me of? It reminds me of what's that Walt Disney film with the little robot that had to clean up the earth?
WALL-E.
WALL-E.
Yeah, WALL-E. You know when he goes onto the ship, it reminds me of that. With Hugh Laurie in charge of the ship that takes humans somewhere, whatever. I don't know. That's what it kind of reminds me of, but might not be that. Who knows? Hugh Laurie's always good for the money, though.
But I saw the trailer, and I mean, for me, if the trailer doesn't get me interested, then I normally don't watch. And sometimes I think that, I shouldn't really let the trailer dictate, because, it could turn out to be good. Good Omens, definitely worth a watch.
Yeah, it was very good.
Yeah, Cheryl has watched Good Omens.
I can tell you the shows that I'm disappointed in, because I watch a lot of shows, and I was watching Treadstone, which is the spin-off of the Bourne Identity films, and it's not very good. There's too many heroes in it. You can't follow them. And then there's this woke character in there, a black woman who's perfect in every way. Usual rubbish. So I wouldn't recommend Treadstone. Treadstone's not very good.
Actually, that's a quick question. Why do you think they don't make female characters today? Especially
I have.
Why they don't have any faults? They seem to be all perfect, and they don't have any flaws like the male counterparts would. Male counterparts always have those flaws.
It's because that they're scared to portray women in a negative sort of light, if you get what I mean.
Yeah, they want to lift all women up and basically.
There's nothing wrong with that.
There's nothing wrong with that. They just
the women have to be human, because if they don't have any flaws, you don't warm to them. If they're not funny, you don't warm to them.
Right.
They have to have flaws. Exactly. And if they don't have flaws, you get a Rey character, which you don't care about.
Right, and that's why Star Wars has failed, and that's that's why Doctor Who's failing.
Yeah, well, she does have flaws. You got to admit that.
But they don't see it that way.
Yeah,
we do. We see it because we're smarter than.
Yeah.
Someone asked if you watch Picard. I haven't seen Picard yet.
It's okay.
It's not on my list.
I know there's YouTubers out there that don't like it, because obviously, what's happened with Discovery and stuff, and whose name is on it. But you see, I haven't seen it, so I can't judge. So I'll watch the first episode, but I hear there is ridiculous things in it, so I'll just have to look at it myself. But do you know, I did have high hopes for this show when I heard it was coming out. I'm not so sure now. I've tried to keep away from reviews, especially when I do Doctor Who. I don't actually watch anybody's reviews videos until I do my own podcast with everybody, because I don't want to be influenced in any decision that I make. So I'll watch it. Someone says Picard is marginally better than Who, but has a lot of issues. But that's what I've heard. But again, you know, I have to watch it myself. It's like Joker, for example. Everybody was saying Joker was this great movie, and I was like, right, fine, fair enough, but I won't know until I actually watch it myself. Now, they were absolutely correct, but again, you have to watch these things before you can make an informed judgment on them. So Picard is on my list. I found a place where I can actually watch The Mandalorian, so I'm going to actually start watching that. I don't know if I'll do reviews on it. I don't know if people would actually like me to do reviews on Mandalorian, because I know other YouTubers
well, I mean, you know, you might see something different, and that's
yeah.
The
Well,
beauty
I would, because I'm not coming in on it like these Star Wars fans, because I'm traditionally a Star Trek fan, so I wouldn't have the emotional attachment that they have. But I do get where they're coming from, because unlike the rest of the fans that don't get where they're coming from, it's happening in Doctor Who, so I can relate. So I'll watch it and see what I think. You know, some are saying it's not great,
perfect, but it's a lot of fun. I mean, you know, I enjoyed it. So
I watched the first 5 minutes and I was laughing my head off. And the production values on it looked pretty decent. So I'll give it a go. I mean, I watched Lost in Space. I don't know if anybody has watched the new series of Lost in Space.
Watched the first season. It was all right.
The second one's better.
Is it better?
I'm still
Okay.
trudging on. But I'll get through it.
Second one is brilliant. Second one is there's less PC in it, and there's bit more action as well. Actually, you still got the sciencey stuff, which is great. But the Robinsons are portrayed as, and I know they were always useful family if you're in a crisis. But nearly every episode, everybody seems to depend on the Robinsons, which kind of got a bit tired. But other than that, brilliant. And there's some deadly things in Series 2. You will enjoy it. If you watched Series 1, you thought it was all right. Series 2 is an improvement. But at least you can see an improvement in that. You haven't seen an improvement with Chris Chibnall.
Well,
Nope.
you know, I'll give it a shot. Second season, I'll give it a shot.
Well, do you know what is coming back? It's only for a special, but it's Red Dwarf. It's going to be a 2-hour
Great.
special.
What, on Dave?
Yeah, on Dave, yeah.
Oh, okay.
They say it's a
Yeah.
2-hour special, but it's only going to be 90 minutes.
I
Really.
mean, did they not try that with a full series? Because I seem to remember a few years ago they brought it back for a full series.
They're trying to make it into a movie, but nobody's really interested in Red Dwarf. It's an acquired taste, put it that way.
It is actually, and I'm a fan of it, but it is. But
But
here,
also, they were trying to Sky. A couple of years ago, Sky was trying to resurrect Blake 7. They were
right?
going to do.
Oh,
They
yeah.
even had scripts written on it and everything. So they were going to make it into a full-blown series on Sky One.
Wow.
But all fell through. The deal fell through. Everything fell through. So it just didn't happen. But that's still out there.
That's probably a good thing well, maybe a few years ago it would have been better, but if they do it now, it might be a good thing if it just waits on that.
Yeah, Blake would be a woman.
Well, they'd make Avon a woman. That's what they would
exactly.
You're talking about TV shows that you would like to see come back, right? Now, I know, so I'll word the question this way, because we all know the way society is now and all this PC culture business, right? But say the favorite show that you want to bring back. Say
The
they did,
Professionals.
if they did it justice, right? There was no PC garbage in it, and you were just going to make the show like the way the original was made. Which
The
TV
Professionals.
What?
The Professionals.
Ian Doyle.
Bonian Doyle. Bring that back.
Yeah.
Seriously. They don't have any action shows on British TV at all. right?
Yeah.
They're all
It's
talking,
mainly drama, isn't it?
Yeah, it's either costume drama or just drama or Casualty or EastEnders. But The Professionals, I remember when I was a kid, they had action in that every freaking week. And it was really cool, The Professionals.
Yeah.
You know, they don't in America either. There's no action shows. It's all like either like teenage soap operas, dramas, police shows. Yeah, there's some sci-fi, but it's
There's
not
no
as much as you
imagination
think.
in it.
Do you know what I'd bring back? Sliders.
Oh,
I like
Sliders.
that show. Yeah, that show was good.
That
This
was
was just a fun show.
That was a decent show. Now, it did get crap near the end because obviously if the main star lives and Arturo, that was his character's name, left, then it just went to crap after that. But like the first couple of seasons of Sliders, and if you haven't actually watched the first couple of seasons, and I mean the first couple, after that it kind of goes to the dog's bollocks, but the first couple of seasons of Sliders is brilliant. There's some deadly content.
I think I only watched a couple of seasons, and after that, I just lost interest.
It did because it did when the lead Jerry
O'Connell, yeah,
he was the lead. He was the kid in it, and it was brilliant. It was actually the first two series absolutely epic. I'd love them to bring back Sliders, do it again with some.
But I just really the thing is Sliders is the casting was good, but now it would be, especially in America, it'd be cookie cutter. They would look like male models, and it would be so boring. You know, they would have it would be all like Mandip Gill, like that kind of level of.
Imagine if they brought back, if they did Friends now.
Oh, just shoot me now.
Sharon, you wouldn't like them to bring back Friends now, would you?
No,
she's a huge Friends fan. Trust me, yeah, she would hate it now.
Yeah, but they couldn't make a show like that now, though.
Good.
What's that?
The Twilight Zone would be good.
Yeah.
Well, they did bring that back.
With woke stuff.
Oh yeah.
It's
I keep meaning to kind of just check one or two episodes out, but I've heard so many bad things.
I'd love to bring. Yeah, I've gone way back here, right? It's not even a sci-fi show, but it was a detective show that I used to love. I'd love them to bring back a version of Columbo.
I love Columbo. I love Columbo.
I found a site where I can watch all Columbo, and I'm in the element I am.
Yeah, but you know, I mean, you know, again, what they would do, they wouldn't cast like the original actor, and right now his name just
Peter Falk. No,
yes, Peter Falk. They wouldn't cast someone like him. They would cast a very attractive person.
Oh,
you know they would do that.
I'm a huge fan of Columbo, and I know everything about Columbo. Do you know who was meant to play Columbo before Peter Falk? Bing Crosby.
Wow.
Bing Crosby was meant to play Columbo, but he decided not to do it because he wanted to play golf, and so they took on Peter Falk.
Well, that was probably a better choice.
If we hadn't, if I'd never have known Peter Falk was being cast and he actually did it, you know, I wonder what that would have looked like. Do you think it would have been?
No. I mean, don't get me wrong. Bing Crosby is like a national treasure over here, even still. But yeah, I don't see it.
Nor do I.
It could have been okay, but who knows? We'll never know. It's like the Back to the Future with Eric Stoltz. I mean, we saw a little bit, but really, did we really? I mean, would that really be good?
Yeah, and we never got to see Mrs. Columbo either.
We saw a couple of episodes. They were terrible. Captain Janeway was in it. It was absolutely awful.
Oh, I must have totally missed that.
Yeah, they did. They made one series. It flopped.
All right. Yeah.
And it was played by the woman who played Captain Janeway. She was Mrs. Columbo.
Well then, no.
Terrible.
You know what I did love when they brought back? Now, this is cheesy television, and I'll be criticised by this, but in Ireland and America especially, there used to be a huge show called Dallas.
Yeah, Dallas.
I liked the spin-off one better. I was a Knots Landing addict, so I wasn't much into Dallas. Huh?
I thought you were going to say Dynasty.
I did watch a little bit of that, but that was so ridiculous.
Oh, that was stupid. That one.
Like it was so over the top. I mean, looking back,
it was over the top, but
yeah, but it was a little bit more realistic.
Yeah. except for the Bobby Ewing
But,
shower.
but really, if you've ever been to Dallas, and I have quite often, it's really not like that at all. It's a hellhole.
Over in England, they have these channels that show old shows,
Uh-huh.
and they're redigitized, so they look terrific. Like Kojak, I was watching Kojak a couple of days ago,
Yeah.
and it still holds up today, even though it was shot in the 70s. The stories and stuff, it really holds up. It really holds up.
That's what
I was even watching Quincy.
Oh,
a couple of days ago, which has been redigitized.
Wow.
Some of that stuff's good as well.
You remember Jake and the Fat Man?
I do remember that show.
I do. Yeah.
That was a great show as well. See, I'm showing my age now. And then you had Murder, She Wrote.
Yeah. I didn't watch that much.
I was going to say, Murder, She Wrote, my mum watches that all the time. All the time.
The only thing that used to annoy me about Jessica Fletcher was she was a nosy little owl woman and should have been she should have been took out a long time ago.
Do you know what? They did a crossover of Murder, She Wrote and Magnum. Do you ever see that episode?
No.
Where she was in Magnum.
Wow.
So, the crossover. Yeah. It was quite an interesting episode, actually.
I just like Angela Lansbury. She's a national treasure. I'm not going to slag her off. Murder, She Wrote. Like, I grew up watching it as a kid, but I watched it recently. It's very cheesy, and you kind of figure it out in the first 5 minutes. But when you're a kid, you didn't comprehend these things. Even watching Columbo, I know at the start of Columbo, you see the murderer at the very start of that show. But what I loved about Columbo was you went on a journey with Columbo to figure it out. And I always used to love you'd ask them a question, you know.
Um,
and and you say, "Oh, I've just got one more thing to ask you," and you're like, "Here it is. Here it is. He's gonna get it now."
Yeah, but does that not kind of give you the sort of hints and all the clues if you see them up there in the first 5 minutes? So it would kind of defeat the purpose of it.
Nah, but see how he did it, because they only show you little snippets and then you see the body. Then you go on a journey with Columbo to figure it out.
Thing is, though, Columbo's the only show that shows you who the murderer is in the beginning. No other detective show does that.
Yeah. And to show you how and why they did what they did, it's actually very good. Yeah. It was unique. And it's still, I think, is there any detective shows that actually use that formula today?
No,
I think there is.
I don't watch any of them, so I wouldn't know.
I don't think so, because they all follow the same sort of formula and structure. So maybe at the time Columbo was trying to be sort of different and branch out compared to the rest. I don't know.
Someone says, bring back older versions of men behaving badly. I used to love that. That wouldn't, but you see, that kind of show wouldn't fly now.
Yeah, no, it wouldn't.
That's the thing. That's the question to ask. What shows back then wouldn't fly now? The men
all in the Family.
All in the Family.
Yes, All in the Family. Great show though.
Isn't that based on a British show? All in the Family.
It is.
Was it the one with what's it called? Death to Us Part. That's what it's based on. Yeah.
All in the Family would not fly.
And Married with Children wouldn't fly today.
Nope.
No, it wouldn't. Love Thy Neighbor wouldn't fly today either.
I actually like that show. I've seen some of the episodes and I like. Oh, it was funny.
On the buses. I remember that show.
Yeah, that was funny. That the humor was quite cruel in it.
It was. Yeah, it was.
But that's what comedy is, in a way. Yeah.
Yeah. If
comedy
offends anyone.
People think comedy should have boundaries, right? Certain things, yes. There's certain things that comedians know themselves anyway that they shouldn't really joke about. But I don't think comedy should have any boundaries. If you start censoring comedians, then they're not going to be as funny as you know what I mean? Because they're not poking fun at things that they really want to poke fun at. That's why comedians are Ricky Gervais, just for example. I know people wanted him for the Doctor after what he said. Realistically, he wouldn't be a great doctor, but see him, he's the best comedian that we have of right now. He's the modern day Shakespeare. That guy is just absolutely brilliant. But I would love him in Doctor Who, but not as the Doctor. But I just thought I'd throw that out there. But Keenan and Kel was right today.
Oh yeah, that was good, but
Jim will fix it. Oh, you go.
Oh,
Of course, that wouldn't fly today. We know why. BBC, dirty dogs.
Well, it's the same in America. I don't think a person like Richard Pryor would they would just completely try to annihilate him.
Oh, why Desert 004? Benny Hill definitely wouldn't fly here.
No, it didn't fly in my house growing up. My mom she called him a dirty old man. We watched it anyway.
I actually didn't watch. I didn't like him myself. Now we used to watch him because my dad watched him, but I didn't like him. I even found him a bit uncomfortable back in the day.
Yeah, we watched it on Saturday nights because it came over here, and that was entertaining. You know,
well, it was
entertaining because it was yeah. We didn't get to see a lot of your shows, so that was and she'd watch it, but she'd complain the whole time. But we'd still watch it.
Listen, guys, I've got to go. So
no problem. Listen,
all right.
Thanks for inviting me, Noel.
No problem. We'll throw your YouTube channel up there, but just let everybody know what you do on YouTube before you fly off and where.
Okay. Well, I created a web series called Rebecca Gold, and it's on there. It's only 5 episodes. It's like a real TV episode, and they're not long. They're only 5 minutes. Longest episode is 9 minutes. So check it out. I'm sure you'll enjoy it. And she's not a Mary Sue, by the way. So
that's good to know. I'll definitely watch it.
All right. Thanks, guys. Take care, and I'll see you soon, hopefully. Or
no problem. Sure, you're more than welcome to come on here again.
Thanks, Noel. Cheers, mate.
Nice.
See you guys. Bye.
Bye. Nice. Let's see. Bottom wouldn't fly today, says Nerdaholics. Faulty Towers wouldn't fly today.
Oh, I love that show. Oh, God,
yeah.
That show is so good.
But I do like Faulty Towers. I used to love The Adventures of Mr. Bean as well. Mr. Bean.
Oh, I remember watching that a lot with my mother-in-law. She really. In fact, I have the pop of Mr. Bean.
Teddy.
It was great.
Yeah, and he's Teddy, a grown man with a teddy.
Yeah, but that's what made it. I loved Absolutely Fabulous.
Yeah, and a little Mini Cooper. He's yellow Mini Cooper. He used to always get. It's funny. I used to love the series where him and the blue car.
Yeah.
You know, the man in the blue car, they'd always try fight over parking spots and all, but you'd never. It's funny. I love it.
In the Turkey, it was physical comedy, but it was very endearing.
Yeah, he was asking going to bring Mr. Bean back, and he says he's
do well today.
Mr. Bean because I think he knows it wouldn't fly today.
Yeah, it probably wouldn't. There's a lot of shows that you know that I like, particularly Absolutely Fabulous, wouldn't even fly today. You know. I mean, these people have no sense of humor.
They wouldn't.
No.
Nobody
they want people to be like robots.
What?
They want people to be like humorless robots who obey the system. It's all indoctrination, isn't it? Through politeness.
I will say that there's a show called Curb Your Enthusiasm.
Yes. I've seen the trailer. Yeah, that looks like a good show. I've never seen it.
And he always does things that, you know, of course, that we would all like. We understand, you know, like he does things that are kind of uncomfortable, but it is very funny, very politically incorrect, and definitely a show worth watching if you haven't watched it. Very funny, you know, very. If you like Seinfeld, you'll like Curb Your Enthusiasm. He gets in these situations and he puts his foot in his mouth. It's just, you know, it's very funny.
A bit like me, so.
Yeah, we can all relate with that.
Well.
Cheryl hates going out with me in public because, you know, society has changed so much, and I'll just see something in the street and I'll be like, really? Is this how far we've fallen as a society? I see poor men now. And I mean, they're men, right? I see poor men being dressed like women. I mean, you've seen the Gucci. I don't know if anybody's seen the Gucci fashion show lately, but they have men in feminine clothes because they think somehow dressing them in women's clothes, they're going to be less toxic.
And then the whole man bag thing, they have that too.
Wishful thinking.
Exactly. So let me get this through. Yous are thick skulls. right? There's toxic on both sides, okay? It's not just men, but toxic on both genders, okay? Both genders have bad apples, all right? So, and another thing, right? We're not going to sit like women, like that chair that student invented to get men to sit like women, and then women are sitting like men with their legs spread open, right? No man wants to see a woman on a bus, by the way, or on a train with their legs wide open the way a man is. Now, if you have a problem with a man with the way he sits on a chair, well, you should tell him to sit up straight, and that he shouldn't be sitting like that because you want to sit in. That's fine, right? But to be like, I'm hating all this. You're trying to change men's behavior. You're trying to change how they act, how they dress, right? All because you want us to be less somehow masculine, somehow less toxic. Well, I'm sorry, it's not going to work. Whether you like it or not, men can be aggressive, just like some women can be aggressive. It's just human nature. We're barbaric by nature. If you look what's happening around the world, you can actually see it. So you need to really cop onto yourselves and that Gucci fashion. If any bloke buys that, and the poor models, you could see it, the poor models' faces, they look like their soul being dragged out of them.
Right, but they allow that. I mean, it's like guys that have to do that, like women, that expect that. They're no one's had a gun to their head, so they're doing it. You're just thinking, dude, man up.
Yeah, and then you see that rapper. What's that rapper? You always see him in these weird feminine jackets. What's his name? Not the mad one. Not the one that's with not the one that's with the Kardashian.
RuPaul, is it?
No, it's some skinny bloke. He wore a chicken jacket or something.
Oh, good God.
What was his name?
Is it Snip?
No, he's the younger actor. Jarrell, is that his name now? What's it, Darrell or Jarrell?
Is he an American rapper or is he a British rapper?
American, yeah, he's American. Yeah, well, anyway, he was on the cover of some magazine and he was wearing a chicken jacket.
That's I have to look this up. Because when you say chicken jacket, that just
what's his name? Rapper who wore woman jacket. I'm gonna write in because it looked like a woman.
I'll give you 50,000 results.
Yeah, but I'll know who it is. I'll know who it is as soon as he comes up. Trust me. Sure, they're all at it. Snoop Dogg and all's wearing purple jackets, you idiot. So just like, will you stop? You're a man, dressed like a man, you bleeding plonk. There he is. Is this the gobshite? But this isn't the jacket. What's his name? Male rappers, women's clothes. Yeah, he wears women's clothes. He's worn these weird feckin' clothes. What's his name? What's this guy's name? Pharrell.
Oh, Pharrell or whatever. Oh, good Lord.
He wears a bleeding woman's jacket. Have a look at it. It's ridiculous, man. I call it a chicken jacket. Yeah, he should have been. It's yellow or something. Should have been advertising for KFC or something.
Oh, yeah. See, I'm not into rap. I kind of just, I ignore all that.
Right here, we let Bad Wolf have a bit because Bad Wolf's battery, I think, is about to go, or he needs to go in 3 minutes. So, Bad Wolf, is there any TV show or any movie you think wouldn't work today? Or is there any TV show you'd like to see come back yourself personally? I know you're a Robot Wars fan, so I say you'd actually love to see that back.
Yeah, I'd like to see Robot Wars back. It was fun, it was creative. What else? Well, there's Red Dwarf coming back, but I'd like to see more episodes of that. Not sure. Parents arguing, I'll have to go.
Not about it. Listen, thanks for joining us. We'll have you on again, Bad Wolf 66. We'll throw your channel up there as well, right? And we'll get people to subscribe to you. Listen, thanks for coming on.
Okay, thanks. Bye.
All right, night.
Oh, Daniel. I'm sorry, Daniel. I was removing Bad Wolf because I could see it was a bit awkward for him. And I deleted you because he was deleted. Sorry. But But yeah, so that message from Talk the Doctor there, just heard straight from Chibnall. Jack is not back this year, and Ruth is this timeline's Doctor. A lot of fans are going to be speculating over the next couple of days now, because we do know now that she's part of this universe. So she's part of all the male line somewhere. We just have to figure out where. Is she before Hartnell, or, as I think myself and others have suggested, is a Troughton Pertwee in between those two, a Doctor, which would make more sense, because Troughton wouldn't pick a face, so he was kind of in limbo sort of thing at first. So maybe they're going with that. I don't know.
I would be fine with it if he didn't. If it means he's not going to do like a full regeneration cycle like the male doctors with females. If this is the only one and this is a one-off, I might be able to overlook it, but I don't know like what his plan is, and so that really, I mean, if it's just a one-off and it's a face he didn't care for, and that I could probably be okay with, but I'm worried about the other 12 regenerations.
Yeah, Daniel, I mean, that's what I mean. It's gonna be. We've got 5 weeks of this now to come.
But I don't mean to sound negative here, but I think the show's had it now. To be honest with you, the show's had it. I'm sorry.
I was just gonna ask you, though, it's as Blue Bonnet said, we're gonna be waiting now 5 weeks now. Fandom is going to be speculating where she fits in. For you, would it soften the blow? I know you're saying the show was finished, right? But I'm just saying for this series, right, and what Chibnall is doing, would it be less of a blow for you if this was a once-off, like Blue Bonnet said, that this is just, it's a Doctor that really shouldn't exist?
Yeah.
But, would it soften the blow, or do you think, because I think even if he does do this, like, he's still meddling in things that he shouldn't have actually even went at.
A tiny bit, but like I'm still kind of aggravated by all of this. It's on basically, and you can like actually see it when I go back and I put on a classic Who episode, because I tried to put on a classic Who episode today, and like I just hear this voice nagging at my head, going, "Look at this show that you used to actually enjoy." Like basically, this era has affected my enjoyment of stories I actually enjoy basically. So I hope that this is only just like a gimmick, because if it's not just a an off gimmick, then the show's gonna go down even further basically.
Yeah, I agree. Because before he was just tainting with the new Who, and now he's messing with the classic.
Yeah.
Which reminds you, every time you watch a classic Doctor, every time you watch a Troughton episode or Pertwee episode, you're going to be thinking about this.
Yeah.
So before we could get away from it.
That's what I mean. Ruth is just going to pop into your head now. I mean, that's the way I've been feeling the last couple of weeks when I've tried to watch Classic Who as well. I've had this like Daniel, this nagging voice inside me head saying, like, it's tainted now. Just sort of telling me not to watch. And
but if this is a one-off, and it stays that way until he leaves, it would be easier to retcon this.
True. So we'll ask the live before we finish up, because we're about we're 3 minutes over, but we'll give it another 5 minutes. So I'll ask everybody in the live chat if they do this, right? And what we've suggested, that this Doctor happens to be just a one-off, right? It's just a one-off thing. It'll never happen again, and it's easy to retcon, as Blue Bonnet says, if another writer comes in, it'd be easy enough because it'd be a once-off. Would that sit better with us? Would you be okay with it, or is it still too much in your guys' opinion? So let us know in the chat there. I'll throw up about 5 or 6 comments. So whoever the first 5 or 6 people that comment on this, I'll throw up the comments. I mean, guys, again, we're going to be speculating until the last week of this show where she fits in. And again, Chibnall in that article, as I have said, this is going to continue on to Series 13. So we're not going to get all the answers. See, this is where we're at. This is the agony, because this guy knows that us especially are going to be agonizing over this. And this is why I think he's done this article. It's like to tell us, listen, you know, you think you're going to get all the answers now. I'm not going to give you all the answers. I'm going to drag you out, make you wait.
And see, to be honest with you, though, that's not the and see, to be honest with you, that's not a very good strategy, because you've got people like us that are constantly on edge, and people in the live chat as well are on edge, because you've seen it everywhere. You know, basically outside the stream, there's I talk to like a few people that are in the live comments, as well as as well as you two on the panel, and you can see everybody's just as on edge as each other, basically, and it's not that you're actually trying to be negative about this show, but there's nothing that's been positive about it since Abno became showrunner.
Yeah, that's what I mean. It's it. Do you know what? It seems to me that Chibnall just doesn't want to please the fans at all. And a lot of people said he's writing this for himself. He is. You can see that he's writing it for himself, but he's also writing it with a bit of well, screw you in mind, because you can see it. It's so evident, and the J-Pots can see what he's doing as well, and they're lapping it up because they can see that the showrunner is taking a pop at these Doctor Who fans. Then it's okay for us. And that's what you're seeing. So all the extra negativity that everybody's been getting lately can be blamed. And, you know, you can point the finger at Chris Chibnall and Jodie Whittaker because of articles they've done. They've slagged the Not My Doctor movement. Now, in fairness, I had a go at them today, and I said I'm not using the hashtag. I refuse to use that hashtag anymore. I'm going to use the hashtag Save Doctor Who, because I think that's a universally better one. We're not just complaining about Jodie Whittaker here. We have a problem with the whole show right now. And hashtag Not My Doctor does not do it justice, because that's just saying she's not the doctor. But we have a problem with the whole show.
Well, so I mean, unfortunately, she is the doctor, so it doesn't matter how much you say that. She's canon, so you kind of have to move on from that.
And unfortunately, because of a few people, and it's only a small minority, that hashtag has been tainted. So anybody that uses that on Twitter, and I have found since I stopped using that hashtag on Twitter, I actually get a lot less grief. As soon as I use it, I get all the grief, because automatically I'm called sexist, racist, and a bigot, because there is sexist, racist, and bigots in the Not My Doctor movement. Now, there is a hashtag out there, and I must make this clear. Not My Doctor Who, they're totally different to Not My Doctor. Not My Doctor was the original hashtag. These are the guys that had a problem with Jodie Whittaker's casting, and just that they only really concentrate on that. I've no time for them. They have caused an awful lot of damage in the fandom, and I blame them for what's happening here right now, right? Because all the sexist negativity that they were throwing out there, and quite frankly, some of the disgusting things that they did. Now, I did put up a video, and I did say it, but it was censored. But it wasn't the version that I put, because I was censored it a second time to make sure. but I put the wrong version up. It did cause a bit of controversy, but everybody got over very quickly because they realized that I didn't do it out of any viciousness. I was actually telling news, and it was news, and I'm still not going to back down from that. It was news. It was major news. She's the head of a children's, well, a family show, and there was images out there that shouldn't be out in the public. Simple as that. And I reported on it, and I lost friends because of it, which is fine, fair enough. That's the way it goes. But this is why I've decided that I'm having nothing to do with this, not my doctor side either, because they're just too negative. There's negativity around.
Yeah, and the fact that I'm not organised either.
You're organised. You're right.
I mean, there's not been a proper movement like the Phantom Menace. If there was a proper organised movement, then we could all band together and like maybe put pressure.
Well, here's the thing, Daniel. Do you remember last year I called for all YouTubers on this? Yeah. I said, all Doctor Who YouTubers, we need to band together as one. Has anything happened? No. I do have boys on the panel, right? So we're fighting the fight. All of us, every guest that joins me on the panel is fighting the fight, right? Even some of you have created YouTube channels, Blue Bonnet, yourself, our husband Jason as well. Everybody's doing their bit, right? It doesn't matter. You don't have to do a huge thing, but if you're giving your 2 cents to the conversation, you know that does mean a lot. That's what I mean. That side of the fandom. I said this last year. What needs to happen to that movement? It needs whoever's in charge of it needs to step down. They need to get someone else that actually knows what they're saying and knows what they're doing and actually has a plan of action. Right now, I'll put my name forward, but I will say this: if I was to take over that Not My Doctor thing, I'd be changing the hashtag to Save My Doctor Who. Right, that's as simple as that. But there'd be no sexist or bigotry going on. Everybody that's involved in that would be kicked out as well. See, this is what you have to do. We have to kick those fans out because those fans do not represent true Whovians either.
Right.
So at the end of the day, you know, an overhaul needs to happen. Or if not, I'll create my own movement here and I will ask YouTubers to join me in a common cause to try get our point across, because the Fandom Menace were able to get themselves in newspapers and articles, and even the people behind Star Wars spoke about them. Right? Now, we already know that they're Not My Doctor side because they were referenced by Jodie Whittaker and Chris Chibnall himself. Right?
Yeah.
We change that, but they're only looking at it from a negative point of view. We got that, as I said, we get that hashtag going, and we get enough people to support it and enough people to get behind it, enough YouTubers to get behind it too. Then we could start a movement where we could say, look, present their case. We don't like the direction the show is going in. We do believe that the Doctor should be male, but if you are going to go down that route, you should get someone that can actually act to play the role, and it shouldn't be someone's best friend. We could come up with a mission statement. I could get a mission statement wrote out. If I was to write it, that would be shit, but I could get my wife to do it. She's very clever. We could get a mission statement going, right? We could show BBC why we have a problem, but it's not going to happen in this fandom, because I'll tell you why. The difference between Star Wars fans and Doctor Who fans is that Doctor Who fans have just walked away. They think that's the best solution. They would rather see the show gone rather than it continue in any capacity now at this stage, and that's the difference.
Well, I think the not our Doctor side, there's a lot of fans that just want to walk away and be quiet because they feel like that, you know, the more you voice it, the more you're giving this era, you know, like media attention. But to me, that makes no sense, because if we're quiet, which is what Chibnall wants and the BBC wants, then they're going to think, oh no, there's no problem. We're doing the right thing.
Yeah, and they'll continue to do that. That's
right.
Exactly.
So there's a lot of that right now in that whole movement.
And that's the problem. You need to know a set of balls and remember that this fight is not over, right? And that's what I say. If there's any members of the Not My Doctor who's not my doctor, so sorry, I get confused between the two of them are completely different. Not My Doctor Who, they actually like do classic videos and do their own podcasts on this era as well. But they talk about the whole show. It's nothing to do with Jodie Whittaker. So that hashtag is completely different. I keep getting confused because they are similar. But the Not My Doctor, they if there's any members of that actually that are here, my suggestion would be to abandon that side of the fandom. That side of the fandom is going to sink fast, right? Because they're being exposed for the racist, sexist bigots that they are, right? You need to get behind a movement that actually wants to make real change. All the Not My Doctor side want to do is actually slag Jodie Whittaker off. And that's the bottom line, right? And Chris Chibnall, right? And that's it. You just want to do their stupid little pictures, their stupid little videos or whatever. I used to do them myself last year, right? But at the end of the day, I got to the stage where I said to a lot of you, what's the point? You know, you're just adding. That doesn't help. You have to look at this. You have to go. I said it last year even. You have to. Chris Chibnall's the major problem here. That's where we need to be aiming all our focus on. And
I wish that, you know, the people like us that aren't happy with. I try to encourage people. You know, start a channel. You know, you don't have to be on camera. Just start a channel and just start voicing your opinion. The more people that do that, I mean, maybe, but the more they can't ignore it.
Exactly.
You know?
Not only that, though, even if you don't want to set up a channel, come on to Ballstreck's channel. Come on to Blue Bonnet Hoovian's channel. Come on to Daniel's channel. Come on to my channel.
Right. You don't have to have it. Yeah.
And express your opinion. We had a new guest on tonight. That's what I want as well as we normal panelists. I want to bring on guest panelists as well because we want to hear your opinions. Right, and even if there is a Jodie Whittaker fan, and we've had a couple in the live chat before, and they're actually quite nice fans, some of them.
Some of them.
See your point of view, you know, some of them, they could see your point of view, but they do like Jodie Whittaker. You know, we can't help that Jodie Whittaker is liked. She is liked by some in this fandom, and, you know, that's just the bottom line. Everybody has their favourite Doctor. She's just not mine. I just don't think...
I mean, it's how you... it's how you carry yourself.
Yeah.
I have no problem with they liking this incarnation, but the shite that we've had to put up with, if by some of them, has been absolutely disgraceful. If you're respectful to us and you like Whittaker, then you'll be respectful to you, but to the
exactly. The problem I have, Daniel, they attack you. I've seen it. You've put up a comment about not liking this show, and someone will come and attack you, right? So here's the point. Daniel's entitled to his opinion. If you don't like that opinion, there's a block button. You can ignore him. You can do all those things. But you see, the problem that I have with these J-bots, and then Daniel, I'll let you say what you wanted to say there. But this is what I have. This is the problem I have. I don't care that she's like Jodie Whittaker. I actually really don't care that she's like this era either. The problem I have with you guys is that you can't leave us alone to have our opinions and say that we don't like the show. You feel like you have to come on and attack someone. And that's why I don't like you. And that's why I'll never like you. And this is why I'll never support this show, because you don't have the understanding. You just don't understand that you should just walk away and ignore other people's opinions. And you tend to forget that other people actually do have brains and have different opinions. As soon as you all start thinking like that, to be honest with you, even though we wouldn't agree with most of what they'd say, the fandom wouldn't be in the state that it's in. You know, there'd still be a few because there's always an exception to the rule. But quite generally, this fandom would be a lot better off than what it is right now. But the J-bots, you need to understand, and I'm sorry, I know I keep bringing this up, but you need to understand there's nothing wrong with having a different opinion. If you watch it and you enjoy it, all good, all well done, good for you. I'm delighted that it actually works for you. For me, unfortunately, it doesn't. Maybe one day when Doctor Who is under a new showrunner, the show might appeal to me. But I'm not going to walk away, and I'm not going to stop having an opinion. And by the way, another thing as well, you keep telling us to stop watching, but that's the criticism you throw at us when you say, well, you can't comment on it if you haven't watched it. We're watching it because we don't want to give you J-Bots the opportunity to say, well, you haven't watched it. Blue Bonnet Whovian, Daniel, myself, Bolstrek, Gary, all the other YouTubers out there that are covering this, even some in the live chat, have watched this series, have watched this era, right? And what we've seen, we've been disappointed in, right? It goes way beyond Jodie Whittaker now. It's everything from the top down that's wrong. And you need to understand that. And the problem is you will never understand it because you are only new fans. Maybe one day when you are 40, 50 years down the line, then you will understand where we were coming from and you might regret some of the things that you have said to these long-term fans in this fandom, right? That's why we have a problem with you. And that's why when you go after one of us, we all go after you, because we're not going to stand for the classic Whovians, long-term Whovians to be treated like that. And even the ones, the newer fans that actually don't support this, you have no right to be attacking them for their opinions. Just jog on and move on. Sorry, Cheryl, I know I went on a bit of a rant there.
It's all right.
But I'm just saying, you know, it just annoys me. We don't hate you people, right? We don't hate J-Bots, but we hate the way you carry on. You don't need to carry on like this. It's okay not to like a show. You know, it's okay not to like this era. Jesus Christ, we have 55, 56 years of previous fucking history that we actually like. So you know what I mean? One series, everybody has a series that they don't like, but you guys don't understand that. To you, Jodie Whittaker's 2 series are the best thing on TV, which is a lie anyway, right? Not every series that she's going to be in is going to be brilliant, because that's just impossible. But you hype everything up, right? You hype our episodes up, you hype the showrunner up, and when you do that, you're doing a disservice.
The truth is, they're not confident in their own opinions and their likes.
Yeah,
that's what it boils down to, really. If you think about it, I mean, you know, they just want an echo chamber.
No, you're right, Blue Bonnie. You're right. And I'm sorry, Daniel, for cutting across you there, because I know you wanted to make a point, buddy. It's just this just really has pissed me off.
Yeah.
And I mean, they're out tonight, Daniel. That is, he's that. If that's not a retcon, right? And hopefully it's not. But we know she's in this universe. If he retcons Doctor Who, right? I know you said the show is dead, but that's it for Whovians, isn't it? It's game over.
I mean, like, I feel so, like, so sad for guys like you that have watched it for over 30 years, right? You probably have watched it since the tail end of Tom Baker's era, right? And I feel so sad for guys like you who have obviously bought all the merchandise and everything, right? Because you've obviously got a passion for the show, and you've talked about how you're back up again when it came back. I mean, that's a true fan sitting there, and if all these idiots that are attacking you can't see that, then I'm sorry, but they're fucking shit, basically.
Here's the thing. I want to address this. Matthew and me go way back, and we don't always agree on things. Matthew, I actually look at it from a different point of view, and I'd actually like to hear what you have to say. I'll read your comment out. You said John Barrowman is the complete sellout to appear in this dross, right? Now, I do agree with you that I wouldn't have wanted them to appear in this era, right? But what I will say is this. Do you not think, because this is the way I'm looking at it, he knows Doctor Who actually is in trouble. And he knows that his character is popular. And he's just trying to help the show. Could that not be possible?
Maybe he's okay with it. I mean, you know, and he has that right to that opinion.
He could be okay with it, but I'm just trying to play devil's advocate here, because I know there is a few people that actually do feel aggrieved that John Barrowman starred in it. But you've got to remember, he's a fan. He loves Doctor Who. He loved it from the day that, I mean, if you watch Doctor Who Confidential back in the day when John Barrowman was in the episodes, you could see his enthusiasm. He loved playing Captain Jack. So I don't know. I'm looking at it from this point of view. He knows the show is in trouble, and he probably just came back to help. But sure, he didn't look. He wasn't in the scene with Jodie Whittaker, which I think is a blessing in disguise.
Mm-hmm.
He can't. Yes, you could say he was in Series 12, but he didn't appear on screen with Jodie Whittaker, and for me, that's a plus. So I don't know. I know how you feel, Matthew. I'm not like disagreeing with you or anything, but I just think I'm thinking myself maybe it was because he loves the show and he's not in trouble.
And also, can I just say as well, like, because obviously he met a few through your Facebook groups, I kind of like to hear what he has to say. So why don't you come on to the panel one night, mate, and actually give us your opinion? Because I don't like to hear your voice. And we're like, what's your opinion?
Listen, I've been. I'll come on your channel, and you know I will. And I've been slated to go on other people's channels, but I think they could see I'm a little bit controversial right now, and they're kind of holding back a bit. I don't blame them because I am a bit. They could see that I am going a bit crazy over this. But listen, just before you're going to stay on for a few minutes. Blue Bonnet has to head off, so we're just going to say goodnight to Blue Bonnet. Blue Bonnet, we've thrown your channel up there. We'll throw it up again, but just let everybody know where they can find you and all that, and if you have anything up and coming on your channel.
I'm going to review the latest episode. I'm going to try to do that tomorrow at some point if I feel like it. I didn't feel like today, but and then Saturday we'll be doing a UFO paranormal stream. For sure. So it'll be a nice change.
Nice one.
So I'm also on Twitter if you guys want to follow me on Twitter, same the Blue Bonnet Hoovie, and it's all one word. And YouTube. So
that's it. I'm looking forward to that UFO stream actually.
Yeah, I am too actually. It's a nice change.
Yeah, and I can't believe you're putting yourself through the misery of watching that bleeding episode again to review it.
I don't know. I may just wing it because it's like stabbing yourself in the heart all over again. So no,
the last 15 minutes and just that'll kill you. Don't.
Yeah.
Listen.
All right.
I'll
night,
talk
guys.
to you the week, and I'll definitely see you on Sunday.
Yep.
And tell Jason we all said hello tonight.
I will. All right.
Good luck. Look after yourself.
You too. Night, Daniel.
Night, Blue Bonnet. So like what Noel said, guys. I mean, like you have a right to voice your opinion. Now, I saw earlier on, just before I come on the live stream, the Facebook, and get a bit of and had to get a bit of the dick as well, and Dan had he's just been, and Dan had he's probably get into the fandom at the exact same time as yourself. And I seen a couple of idiots say to him, "Oh, are you commenting and Doctor Who and all that?" I mean, he's got he's got his own podcast, his own radio show, that he dedicates it to science fiction and Doctor Who in general. So, like, he's got a right to voice his opinion.
He does, but you see, a lot of these, I'm just looking here as well. Everybody has just realized this article that we read out on the channel is around, and Twitter has blown up. Of course it was going to blow up. What did Chris Chibnall think? Like, you've just come out and did an interview like that, and what did you think was going to happen? That fans are just going to say, "Oh, wow, that great job, Chibnall." Well done. Great. You came up with something new. You're just about to destroy the bleeding cannon. Oh, I don't know. Twitter is just, it's become a war zone.
Oh, I hear it.
Daniel, just before we finish, we're about to finish now. Have you got anything up and coming on your channel?
Well, I was originally going to do that big finish audio in a couple of weeks, so I mean I've still got to listen to it and what have you, so take time to mull that over, and then I'll probably put it up. I know I said that I wasn't the other night, but like I've come to the realization that I mean, like I just be as well just get having a going thorough on and thorough on up on channel anyway, and if people enjoy it, they enjoy it. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, people will enjoy it. It's big finish, and people are getting. I've even noticed as well. People are getting a bit sick and tired of Doctor Who, and they just, Big Finish seems to be some sort of release for them, or Classic Who. So do it. I wouldn't have encouraged you if I didn't think, that you weren't able to do it, and you're well able to do it. And Nerdaholic said it there. Don't give up. Don't give up. There you go. I'll put it up there. Don't give up, Daniel. Chibnall and his minions want you to stay silent. Don't let them. I know you took a bit of abuse, but you're well able to handle yourself on Twitter. I was going to get involved, but I didn't want to make it worse for you, because every time I seem to get involved in someone's Twitter arguments, it seems to get worse for them. But I heard what was said to you. Now, I won't repeat it on this unless you want to repeat yourself, but I heard what was said to you by some J-bot out there. And all I want to say is, well, if you were trying to insult them, the insult you used wasn't actually quite an effective one anyway. But the fact that you felt necessary to come and tell Daniel what you said to him, basically because he didn't like what happened in the episode, is truly disgusting. Again, as I said, if you didn't like his comment, you should have just walked away. But look, the reason why I'm highlighting this, because me and Blue Bonner were told to kill ourselves after the last panel. And I want to highlight the fandom and the way they react before we leave, right? We're going to be leaving in a few minutes, right? So just let everybody, all the guys know in the live chat, the kind of stuff that happens to you on a daily basis with this Doctor Who fandom. And if you want to actually tell them what that person had said to you, you can if you want to. But I know there has been some horrible things said, totally bang out of order. But just let everybody know in the live chat what it's like in the fandom, because they don't believe me when I tell them how bad.
I mean, see if you put up an episode that you don't really like, right? I mean, I remember you're putting up episode 5 and whatever, and it was everywhere in my thoughts on it, and the amount of vitriol you get from an episode. I mean, you even see it in Gary from Erotics channel. I don't know if I'm pronouncing his name right, so apologies. But you even see it in his channel, and you go through the comments and you go, "Oh Jesus Christ!" I mean, and the guys that have actually tuned into the show for the same amount of time as you, and for the same amount of time as Sean and Jack from the Alcoholics, who have been big, who have been big supporters of mine, especially Sean in the chat, because I talk to Sean all the time about certain stuff, not just Who. So I do have a few friends in the fandom now, but like, to be honest with you, if you have a different opinion, it's okay. Just don't go and attack everybody for it, because every single channel that I tune into is getting attacked for voicing their opinion.
Yeah, Matthew has been called everything from an incel to I know, Matthew, I was on when we used to fight in the trenches together on Facebook. See, this is the thing. Before I started doing these type of streams on YouTube, I was actually years on Facebook fighting the good cause. I was even back in the day when Moffat's era started getting PC. Myself and Matthew would be there in the trenches. I've seen all the things that Matthew has been called. I've seen things that Daniel has been called. I've seen things that Blue Bonnet has been called. It's actually quite heartbreaking when I see all the people that I follow and that follow me. Now, I'm not saying it's because they follow me. Obviously, they just go after anybody that has a negative opinion. But it is actually sad and heartbreaking to see how badly this fandom has ended up. Do you know there was once a time that this fandom was the envy of other fandoms?
Yeah.
And now it's become, like the show, a complete joke. So, yeah, congratulations to all you fans that helped get the fandom to where it is. You should be proud of the work that you actually done. You did completely destroy this fandom. And all those people that work for BBC, all those people that are subcontracted by the BBC that have attacked fans, that write articles for Doctor Who magazine, and so you ought to be ashamed of yourself. You are responsible for the death of this show, and I hope you realise that, because we're not going to be blamed for your stupidity, for Chris Chibnall's incompetence, and for the fact that he heard someone that he shouldn't have heard for the role. We're not taking the blame for that. You, Chris Chibnall, Jodie Whittaker, and everybody that slated this fandom, you're the guys that are going to be held responsible for this. Because if you think we're going to sit back and let you blame us, the fans, for this not working, no. We are going to make it known that the reason why this show is such a shit show is because you did not listen to the fans. When fans told you Jodie Whittaker was wrong for the role, you wouldn't listen. When fans gave concerns about Chris Chibnall as showrunner, you ignored the fans. So you reap what you sow, as they say, and this is your reward. Right now, you might have got a little bump in the ratings and got a little reprieve for a couple of weeks, but these ratings are going to tank now. Thanks to Chris Chibnall's article tonight, these ratings are going to tank. So for the article, Chris Chibnall, I'll give you a clap, because you've probably helped now, because people now realize that this isn't an alternate reality, that she is actually a doctor in this universe. So you've actually probably put the final nail in the coffin today. So thank you for that. Thank you. Maybe BBC now will open their fucking eyes and make the decision. And I don't care. You can yellow tick this video or ban me all you want now. Right, because BBC are sabotaging me ever since I gave that information. Now, you've seen it. How many times did the stream go out tonight? That's never happened on stream yet.
Yeah. You get a couple of times, and it's such a shame, because like I enjoy hearing your opinions, and it was your you have to like start up the panels and the phone-ins. So basically, thank you very much for that, because without you, then nobody would have heard my opinion. I remember the first night I come on the phone, and I was nervous, but the more and more I get into the more I felt comfortable voicing my opinion to obviously yourself and everybody in the live chat, and everybody in the live chat seemed to enjoy my
Daniel, you've become a favorite. You've become a favorite of. You became a favorite caller of me and of me on this channel. I had you on the phone-ins every night. Now we will be going back to we will be doing panels and the phone-ins again after this series actually stops. We will do phone-ins again at some stage, and we'll have a panel as well, and we'll get everybody on to ask a couple of questions to the panel. I think that'll be a good thing. But look, you're a favorite on this channel and you're a favorite amongst people in the live chat there. There's Matthew there saying to you, keep fighting the good fight, Daniel. I mean, look, as Blue Bonnet said earlier, the more voices, the better. But if you don't want to set up a YouTube channel, you can come on here, or any other YouTuber that has a channel that brings on people to voice their concerns, do it. And I think a lot more Doctor Who YouTubers actually need to be using this format. To be quite honest with you, I think if they did live panels, brought people on, the live chat is there, people could see it. It's all there, and people could see how badly this show is actually doing. That's why I decided this was one of the best things to do for this channel then, when I was thinking of ideas. I say, why not just have panels and stuff and phone-ins? And the phone-in did become a popular thing, so I will bring it back, because I was even only asked a couple of days ago, Daniel, someone says, when do you bring back the phone-ins? I want the phone-in, I want to complain. And then I'm like, but you could just set up StreamYard and you could come on a panel. I'd rather phone in.
Yeah, I mean, like, to be honest with you, I prefer the panels now, anyway, so that you can actually see my facial expressions and whatnot. Basically, now, I know it's depressing right now, right? But, like, I mean, like, it adds a lot more to the conversation.
Yeah.
If you come on the panel.
I just like having you on because you can see, and I said it, each week we used to have you on, just see the passion slowly being drained from you. And I'm actually seeing it in my wife, like when she's watching it, the passion just being drained out of her. It is actually a sorry state of affairs, to be quite honest with you. Right, Daniel, listen, we're going to finish up now. We're just under the 3 hours, but we did do a 4 and a bit hour stream. By the way, actually, I just want to thank everybody, because it looks like everybody, well, I'm not saying everybody on the channel watched it, but I got more views than subscribers on my channel watched the latest panel last night. So I want to thank everybody.
And congratulations, by the way, mate. You deserve it, because even I was like that. Oh, Jesus Christ.
Yeah,
the channel was popular tonight.
Yeah, I couldn't believe it myself. It might actually, now I did have Jodie Whittaker's song up, and that became the biggest video that I had, but I had to take that down because I was getting a lot of stick over it. So I took that down, but this one, if this stream continues to get the views that it's getting, it's going to end up being the biggest stream that we've had. So the Fugitive of the Judoon stream is actually the biggest stream that I'm probably going to have on my channel. I can't believe it, but it just goes to show you, look at it, was the great panel, everybody in the live chat, people subscribing, people word of mouth. I love it. Thank you.
And see the guy Jason is absolutely absolutely fantastic. So get him on a lot more, because I'm enjoying it.
He's on the panel every week, but the thing is now, do you know the way we've been encouraging people? He has his own YouTube channel as well, so he's going to be busy, so he can come on the panel, and I'll get him on any other time that he's available. But he does be busy Sundays. He does get a chance to come on, so he hops on. But if I can get him on a bit more, yes, because he's become an absolute favorite amongst people in the live chat as well. And he does ask us those questions. Cheryl even said it last week. I have to say it too. Like she said, I like Jason because he asks us just those hard questions. And I says, yeah, that's kind of one of the reasons why we have him on the panel, because, you know, he does ask us that, because he's looking at it from, as he said himself, he's only kind of got into it, but he wants to kind of find out why we have problems with it, but he asks us the right questions. So I like having him on. Jason is great. Nerdaholics as well. We had them on as well. Great to have them on. We are still trying to sort out something, Daniel, by the way. Just you know. So as I said, as soon as the three of us all line up exactly the same time, like in the solar system when 3 planets line up. So when we line up and we're all available, we'll get you on as well, and we'll have a nice stream. That'll be a funny one, actually.
I'm up for that because I've tuned in. I've tuned in to the Hollywoods for ages, and the two of them just make me laugh, basically.
I'll let you know on that one, Nerdaholics. Thursday would be a great day, but it's a day that I'm not supposed to be streaming. I do have an agreement with Cheryl because I already stream a certain amount of days. Kind of pushing it. I'll see what I can do. I might have to grovel a bit, and I might have to cancel the stream. We'll see. I might cancel this stream just to do it on Thursday. Like, people be getting it on Thursday. But we'll see. We'll sort something out anyway. The BBC has destroyed this show not once but twice. This program is a British institution. Why mess with the character that is 50 years old? My mother watched the very first episode, An Unearthly Child, says Simon. I know it's sad. Oh yeah, of course, mate. We'll figure something out. Yeah, no problem. Use ourselves. Right, Daniel, I'm going to finish up tonight because there's nothing more we can really say about tonight's Jadon there's nothing we can really say more about the episode.
Yeah.
We just have to see what the 7-day consolidated figures are. But I reckon they're going to be up as well this week.
Yeah.
Because of the fact how fans reacted to last night's episode, a lot of people are going to be curious and will probably watch out of curiosity, and that's what it looks like, because 200,000 people 200,000 people tuned in extra this week. So we'll see what the 7-day catch up, I reckon, is going to get a couple of million, to be honest. I think it's going to bump up to 2 million. I just think there's so much controversy around this episode that even fans that haven't watched will want to watch just to see what happened. So, yeah. Right, Daniel, listen, thanks for coming on. As usual, a pleasure having you on. We'll try to get you on again as soon as we can. All right, and listen, you look after yourself. We will see you in the live chat during the streams anyway, and I'll see you on Twitter as well. So thanks for joining, and as I said, we'll see you soon. Enjoy the rest of your weekend as well. No, what am I saying, weekend? What day are we on, Daniel? Right. Enjoy the rest of your week, Daniel. Sorry. Just got to show you where my head is at. Thank you, Chris Chibnall. You just made me even more stupid. Good night, Daniel. Good night, folks. Thank you. Oh, by the way, before we do, both of us go, thank you to me moderators. Thank you for everybody that left a comment, super chat, and all that. And please, if you haven't subscribed to the channel, subscribe to mine, Daniel, and everybody that was in the panel. You will see their names scrolling down the screen right now. So if you can, there you go. So if you can subscribe to Blue Bonnet Hoovian there, Rebecca Gold, and Daniel there, and Bad Wolf, we would appreciate it. And don't forget, folks, as we said, this is the hashtag we would like you to use, hashtag Save Doctor Who, instead of the other hashtag that is normally used. Thank you, Daniel, and to all my guests tonight. Thank you to all my moderators in the live chat. Thank you to all you guys in the live chat as well. It has been a great night. I'm off now to do something. I don't know what I'll do. Probably watch a movie with the missus or something. We'll do something anyway. But listen, enjoy the rest of your night and your week. And I will leave you with this.
You have all been watching the official Tardis Zone. Thank you for tuning in, and we will see you next time. Do not forget to comment, like, share and subscribe for more Doctor Who content.